Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight we are playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons in the Dragonlance setting, and this is episode 4 of Dragons on an Ashen Breeze. I am Pete, and I'm the Dungeon Master.
I'm Dan, and I'm playing Garen! Who remembers if they're second? Because Pete didn't tell us who we were
It's
ordering.
Jim.
I'm Jim, and I'm playing Goust.
Ghost! I love Ghost.
I'm Ben, and I'm playing Stone Hunter.
I'm Roger, and I am playing Merrin, the human knight of Solamnia.
It's not human.
Oh, half elf. I'll get my...
Jason.
Hey,
Whoa.
I'm part human. That
He
counts.
hates his elven side.
I was
So
wondering
much.
what the other half was, so that answers that question. Hello, I'm Aldoon, and I shall be playing Hisfix. Lovely, lovable Uncle Hisfix.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so before we get into this, please don't forget to go and check out all of our social media. Links are below in the About on Twitch or in the video description on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, come and follow us on Twitch. And if you're watching on Twitch, go and subscribe to us on YouTube. Bit of crossover there. This is a show for mature audiences. I think we just have to say that now before every episode.
Immature players, mature
Yeah, I
audiences.
was going to say.
Yeah, immature players, mature audiences, especially if Nye's on, but he's not on tonight, so you know, we'll see what he does to our Vesson game. We have a giveaway today, and I'm going to be talking about that very soon, possibly at the break. But it's going to be for an Incarnate Pro license for a year. And if you already have Incarnate Pro, then your license will be extended by a year. But you'll have to stick around to the break to find out what our competition is. Okay, so before we get into a recap, is there anything I've forgotten? Oh, Discord, Patreon, all those things as well. Go and check those out, especially the Patreon. There's loads of free stuff, even if you don't want to sign up. But if you do sign up, we appreciate your support very much. All of our wonderful patrons are awesome people and make all of this possible. And if you sign up at the $4 tier a month or above, you also get loads of free stuff, including all the maps from this game and many others, such as our Alien show and etc.
We never get their names wrong in streams.
No, we never get your names. Yeah, the Mutant Year Zero game, which ended, which had a cracking finale. I just want to say, yeah, had some characters named after patrons, but the players couldn't ever get them right, which was good fun. Okay, cool. Before we get into the recap, we are going to do experience points. Well, it's kind of a semi-recap and experience points, I suppose, because last time we had you storm the watermill that you had to reach to light a candle to signal the fact that you'd crossed the river safely to the other side of Kalaman, the what's the word? Captured side by the Red Dragonarmy. Occupied. Thank you. The word was evading my brain for a moment there. And you fought some draconians. There was a bit of a battle. Stone Hunter climbing up with his fix, the water wheel, jumping in through a window, fights going on, orbs of darkness, sleep spells, denying people their kills, kill stealing by the gnome, the Minotaur chopping things and healing people, and Merrin actually dispatching 4 of the Bars Draconians single-handedly. Showing his knightly combat skills once again.
Once I woke them up.
Once you woke, yes. Or wake up so I can kill you, please. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. And if you haven't watched it, please go back after and watch it on YouTube to give us more views. But for experience points, so I thought you all role played excellently last time. So once again, I'm going to give you all 200 experience points for role playing. But I'm going to go through our players across the screen, and we will discuss your experience points and where you've got to and where you are. So start top left with Merrin. Roger, you get your 200 experience points for role playing. I thought it was very good with you declaring come and fight the Knight of Solamnia and having to wake them up and all that, sticking to your knightly, the measure, which all
No,
Knights of Solamnia
It goes
have.
against my thing. I'd stab them in their sleep.
Well,
Okay,
I know
here.
you would, Roger. You'd stab them in the back.
Hell, I'd do it if they were on the job.
You killed 8 hit dice of creatures yourself, which is pretty impressive. And as you're a 3rd level fighter, that means each hit dice, 3rd level knight, each hit dice equals 30 XP. So that's 240 for that. And then the monsters all together split 5 ways gets you 66. So in total, you got
You'd order 66.
you got
506?
506 experience points, which was
Nice.
awesome.
That's a lot better than before.
That is. Really, the fighters need the casters. Bear this in mind, Jim. No, let's not go any further. Soften them up for him. Although he probably wouldn't like that either. Right. Aldoon and his fix.
Hello.
So last time you got 200 experience points for role playing. So we split that down the middle for your 2 halves. And what we're going to do is we're going to do thief first, and then we'll do priest after. So your thief gets 100 for role playing. You use 2 special abilities. So
Yes.
you move silently and a successful backstab, which killed the guy who exploded, hurting everyone. So that's 400. That's 400 experience points there, and then
Whoa.
half of the monster experience is 33. So you got 533 for your thief. Now I'm not adding the 10%. If you get 10%,
Nope.
add it on yourself.
It does that.
So he gets 200 for doing a stealth roll.
It has to really work, you see, and it's really hard for his skills to work. Whereas you can kill people all day.
Oh no, I was just wondering. That is
yeah,
cool.
yeah, absolutely. No, it's for if it's like not just casually done, but if it's used for a reason, for a purpose that's useful to the story.
So not just sneaking around the house.
Yeah. Because then you'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. So 523 for your thief. I'm not sure what that brings your thief up to.
I'm not sure. It's not. Doesn't seem to be adding the 10% on properly. But without the base is 3627.
Right. Okay.
So
3639, nearly 4,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Because it's 5,000 for your thief to go up a level to level 4. Okay, and then on the cleric side, you got 100 for role playing. You cast 1 spell. Yeah, darkness.
Darkness.
So that's 100 for that.
2. I tasked command as well.
Oh, you did the singing, didn't you? Okay, yeah, good point. Okay, I'm making a record of this, you see, so we've got it all written down. So 200 there, 100 for each spell, and then 33 for half of the monster experience, giving you 333 for your cleric, your priest. Now, how does that sit with your priest?
That tips me over the 3,000 mark with or without the 10%. So.
Excellent. So you are now level 3 cleric. Bring! Big shining light comes down through the roof of the building. So what we need you to do is roll 1d8 and half it for your hit points.
Halve it?
Yeah, because each level you get half the hit points. Yeah. Well, because you get a thief, you effectively get a d7 hit points per level.
Okay.
So you gain 2 hit points from that.
Yep.
And do you get a constitution bonus to hit points?
If I could find my character sheet, I could tell you. Nope.
Okay. So you get 2 hit points. So you now should have a total of 17. Which, if you think about it, right, as a level 3/3, 17 hit points. If you look at the Minotaur, he's on 20 hit points. So that's
pretty good.
and he's got D8 pure and you're D7 effectively. So you roll your D8 and your D6 and you half each of them because they're multi-class. Cool. Okay. Congratulations. I will update your nameplate for next session. Okay. So Ben with Stone Hunter.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Spells.
Spells. You
I
now
thought you were
get.
saying sorry for Stone Hunter.
You now
Well,
know.
I'm also sorry for Stone Hunter.
You now know second level spells.
Yes.
So you
How-
would
how
start with
many?
1, but your wisdom is 16,
I'm
isn't it?
wise, yes.
You are. Are you? You are wise.
Well,
Which
his fixes.
His fixes, yes.
If you don't,
Which means you actually get 2 bonus second level spells. So you know 3
Woohoo!
second level spells, and you get 4 first and 3 second. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Right, Ben and Stone Hunter. You get the 200 for role playing. Now, you, because of your actions, meant the commoner survived. Yeah, which means you gain an extra bonus 100 experience points, because that was one of the key tasks. If you all gone in the bottom floor, the commoner would have been killed, and you may not have found something out. You killed 2 hit dice of creatures, so that's 60 for that, and then 66 for your monster share, so you get in total 426 experience points. Jim and Goust.
Yes.
You cast 1 spell, didn't you? Sleep.
Yep.
So you get 200 role playing, 100
Yep.
for spells, 66 for monsters, so you get 366 experience
Lovely.
points. And then last but not least, Kalaman!
Yes!
So you cast 2 Cure Light Wounds, didn't you?
I did indeed.
You did. So you get 200 for role playing, 200 for spells, 66 for monsters, so you get 466.
Oof.
Does that put you at 6,000
No.
experience points?
Just shy of it. Literally just shy of it. Literally just, I'm so close. But no.
You should have killed the
That didn't
commoner.
Should have killed the commoner. Been 100 points.
No, that would have been.
No,
does
so
a
I'm
commoner count
literally,
as a monster?
How many XP do I get for the bartender?
yeah, I'm literally in the tens of being short.
Oh man!
Oh, no.
Oh, look at that.
Well,
Well-
it's a guaranteed level for next session,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Absolutely, and you'll be level 4. So you'll nearly have as many spells as his fix.
I feel your pain. I mean, I'm only 3,000 XP away from the next level.
I
But-
actually
So
have no
close.
idea what I need to get to.
So
Probably like 12,000.
9,000. Roger.
9. Oh, wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm
You're a martial character.
a
and
good
you'll
like
take
3,500
to go up.
XP away.
Yeah,
Just
but
get
that's only
murdering, you'll be
that's only
fine.
like 6 sessions, and as you fight more powerful creatures, you'll get more. Sorry, I'm just checking
You go up
that-
faster.
your his fix that your Thaco hasn't changed. Just quickly, so you've just gone to level
Be
3.
nice.
No, it doesn't. Ah, here you go.
No.
Geron, when you get to 4th level, your Thaco goes down by 2. So you'll be
That's a
find it
good
easier to
thing,
hit,
right?
easier to hit people.
with your face.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I've actually got to put the stats of my horns on my character sheet because I don't currently have my horns on there. So I can actually start using them because I want to nut some people.
I can tell you what that is if you want.
Yeah, got to charge and gore, surely.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've got to be careful because sometimes his fix is riding up there. So I've got to remember when his fix is riding up there.
I'm sure.
Sorry,
I'm sure
That was a
his
bit
fix
softer
might
than usual.
we
his
can
fix
establish
might
some
mention
sort of signal.
like punching you in the back of the head.
Screaming.
When he leans forward and starts running and shouting, it probably means he's about to headbutt someone.
So your headbutt
Yeah.
does 2d4 points of damage,
2d4.
That's pretty good.
plus any strength that you. It's a strength-based thing. So tick the strength boxes
Yeah.
and
Is
the
it strength
damage
and
box.
damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I want to do now is be riding on Geron and cast the Globe of Darkness and then just guide him. So no one can see us
Because you
coming.
can cast it on a thing, can't you? So.
Yeah.
Still on a
Old
thing?
Uncle Mojo, yes, we are doing Dragonlance right now, right here. It's on the screen. You can see it. Okay, so we left you, and I'm going to switch over to the map screen. You guys are on the map, the big map.
I think this is very true to the spirit of Dragonlance. Having recently reread the books, I think we've got the right blend of mild comedy characters and
Hello.
extreme ultra-violence.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Extreme ultra-violence.
Also, hello.
We've got we've got our Tasselhoff, and we've got our Sturm. So we're all good.
Just a quick one. What's the speed of the horn attack? Because obviously I know my
Oh,
sword
it's a
takes a long time to hit
natural.
people.
Hang on, good shout. And that is in the combat section. This is great TV.
Sorry, everybody.
No, don't worry.
This is the real experience. though.
Natural weapon, and you're a medium, so it's plus
being in the
3. It's
room.
3.
Wow,
So
that's
it's
quick.
free. Lovely.
Yeah, so it's like you'd get in there. You can
mean,
do that
that's-
as a head. That is just a headbutt attack that you can do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing that a bit more.
Yeah.
It's because 2d4 is pretty good because you get a good. It's a bell curve for damage, so you get, Okay, right. So you guys were in the. I'm going to switch over to the map screen for our viewers. So
Yes, and we just found out that the
We're in the
commoner
old
knows
abandoned
a
mill.
secret way of delivering wheaty
Yes.
goodness
When
to
you
the
say
wizard's
we,
tower.
you mean his fix.
yes.
You jumped out of a window by this point.
Yeah, heroically.
He'd gone downstairs to the. I think you'd all met in the ground floor. Actually the first floor.
I
of
was
the-
having tea and biscuits with
You
the
were
lovely lady, and
having
we were
tea and
talking about
biscuits.
how she would deliver stuff to the wizard in an old warehouse, and she was going to show us where that was once we'd killed everybody.
And I have noticed that
Her name
I
is
actually
Miri.
have more success in
Miri.
fights if I do stupid things. So if I continue doing stupid things, I will be more successful in fights.
That I mean,
Yes,
obviously,
yeah,
obviously,
Absolutely.
And
So-
the numbers will
Find
prove it.
they do.
More windows
do.
for you to throw yourself out
Yep.
of.
Shot a guy throwing myself out of a window. Scared a guy jumping through a window. Shot a guy knee sliding through a fog cloud.
So why not?
Yep.
So-
It's parkour elf time.
Just for a reminder for our viewers, the heroes of Kalaman, as they will come to be known, hopefully in the future, are heading towards this location, number 6 on the map. This map is available on the Patreon now for our Adventurer tier patrons, who are awesome people. As the Red Robe Wizard Rhivrasonomar, who had helped in the defense of the city, has not been heard of in a while. In several weeks. However, she said to you that in the last couple of weeks, her deliveries hadn't been taken. Now, this whole area is occupied by the Red Dragonarmy. And you have crossed the river to this location. We use Merrin's token, as he is the team leader, to denote location. And you are all in this water mill, sitting around a table, discussing what you're going to do next. It's night time. Remember, you crossed the river in the darkness as it got dark, so it is now night time. And Stone Hunter, you had looked out of jumping out of the window, you had a brief look across the land ahead of you. And if you remember, this is a blasted and ruined area of the city with great craters in the ground where dragonfire has literally melted stone into piles on the ground, turned things to ash. And there are fires everywhere, sort of small fires burning on all of these buildings and structures, and things are crumbling and falling apart. And there is a thick smoke during the day, and at night the stars are obscured above that side of the city. And you guys now are on the very edge of that war-torn zone, heading in to the towards the tower. Gaust, the wizard, has a way to get past the defenses, but you are trying to find your way to the tower, and trying to do it slightly quietly, if possible. You do have Geron with you, so that might be a bit tricky.
But I mean, if nothing that ever sees us lives to tell of it, then we're stealthing.
Absolutely.
No, that's not really how that works.
So
Maybe it is.
Miri comes to the table with all of you, and she has made a pot of tea, and she has a tray of biscuits
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
Um,
Did you make any for anyone else?
Well, yes, I have a few more. They're the older ones in a jar, I'm
Oh,
afraid.
well, I'm
But
sure that's fine for the others. They like hardtack and things. I'm just pouring these into a bag.
okay, they are biscuits that have currants and raisins in them, with a slightly sugary top, and a very nice frilly cut edge. As if someone's got a nice cutter. They're not like round grey biscuits. They look very nice, like she's
These are
taken some care
very
with them in the
nice,
past.
Mary.
And the
Excuse
tea
me,
is
miss.
hot.
Could you eat
Yes,
one first,
yes.
just so we know they're not poison?
You turn around. His fix has got like 3 in his mouth. She
I
says,
think they're all right.
I believe your friend has done this for you."
But gnomes are well known for their constitution. I want to see someone
She
like
takes
yourself eat
she
one
picks
first.
one up and eats it. I'm not misleading you in any way, Master Wizard. She seems actually quite scared of you, Goust. It's something you haven't really experienced before.
You see, if you was trying to mislead me, you'd lie to me, wouldn't you? So at the moment, I'm very, very, very suspicious of you.
She's eating the biscuit.
Please forgive my wizard friend. He doesn't
It's,
seem to have the social skills that one might appreciate. Thank you very much for the biscuits. That's very kind of you.
I don't know what to expect from a wizard. I've never, apart from Rhivrasonomar, I've never really met another one. He was always fairly nice to us. If always seemed to be off in the clouds somewhere or thinking of other things. He was a strange older man.
That's my experience of wizards.
Tell me, did he ever do nasty things to you at all? Torture or the like?
No, never. He was not. He was not. There was not a bad bone in his
Lock you
body.
in small buildings?
No. He only ever asked us to
Drag
make
you behind a
deliveries.
cart with a horse?
He asked us to make deliveries to a particular warehouse.
Oh, warehouse, you say? What sort of warehouse? Was it dark?
It was fairly dark and off on its own. It was, within sight of the temple of Meshakal, over towards the eastern wall. He said that he would always know if when we delivered, and he particularly liked the fight. We grind all manner of grain here, obviously, and he asked us to grind corn for him as well, and to prepare it in particular weights. I have no idea why. I assume he either had some very interesting pets or needed it for something wizardly.
Did you ever have to deliver small children to him?
No, never.
Thank you very much again for the biscuits. They are most appreciated.
I hope you
and
like
I will
them.
eat. I'll eat
This
one.
will be the last in a while. I feel. Sugar and things are becoming harder to come by. And I feel I must now actually leave and head across the river.
Do we have any money? Because I've got none on my character sheet.
You do. You each have about 20 steel coins, which is the equivalent of gold. In the Dragonlance setting, steel is the main currency because the whole continent is at war. The gold is not as important and not as precious and not as required, but steel itself, a chest of steel coins, is very valuable.
I will hand her a steel coin. Say that's to help you along your way.
My lord, sir, you need not give me such gifts. I'm on another day, on a better day, in a better time. I live quite well.
That is to help you recover once this is all over.
You are too kind. Sorry.
Make sure you
what
do
was
not
your name
spend
again,
it on
sir?
dark, shadowy things.
Merrin.
Sir Merrin. Thank you very much. And she pockets it quite closely, and glares at the wizard for his last comment, and then a side eye at the elf as well, because like most townsfolk, they are distrustful of elves, but Kaganesti are like crazy wild.
I'll be
You know.
stood up over by the door, I think,
Yeah.
rather than sat down around the tea table.
Okay, so you're
just,
kind of like keeping an eye out.
bit loomy and
Does-
aloof anyway.
But does
Okay.
she seem all right with me? Because obviously I am a half.
Oh, she seems to be actually not enamored, but like very impressed by you.
Do we have a
and
map?
sort of.
Didn't
Do
someone
you have a
one?
map? Yeah, you were given like a brief map. You know, you've got the map in Roll20.
Could we ask her
So-
to point?
Mark on
I
the
will
map
ask her
the
to,
location of the
politely
warehouse.
to, yeah, exactly. Mark. The,
Yes, of course. And she draws.
Was it locked? Was there any kind of key? Just asking for a friend.
Can you see that?
sorry, where?
See that?
I don't
Nope.
see things.
Oh,
No.
sorry.
You're on the wrong
Someone's
layer.
on the wrong
I'm on
layer.
the wrong layer. Here we go.
There we go.
Hey,
Yes.
that's the one I thought
Oh,
it was.
so it's
Yeah.
that. Okay.
It's in the shadow of the temple, which is frightfully dangerous right now. But we would deliver the goods, and he always told us, go into the warehouse, deliver the goods, shut the door on the way out, count to 100, which takes some doing, and then go back in, and the goods are gone, and we take the cart away.
Ooh.
How about
you
the
put-
animals? Were they slaughtered?
Oh, good grief.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure. I think you're misunderstanding me, Master Wizard. Please. He's a very well-to-do chap. I remember he was always talking about his fascination with
Small children? Animals?
Forgive my
magical
friend,
devices
we
and
should
things
be on our
like
way.
flying citadels and arcane items and things. I believe I've never been into his tower. I have seen it up close. Occasionally I would deliver to some of the eastern wharfs and docks, and I would make a habit of passing by the gardens, the walled gardens of Rhivrasonomar's tower. Do not enter unless you have some powerful magical arts of your own. For I believe there is a kind of a swirling cascade of, I think he called them magical missiles, that would fly and destroy creatures in the vicinity. So we would
Did you ever notice? Did you ever notice any dead walking around?
No.
Hmm.
Even with the Red Dragonarmy, we have not seen the Walking Dead.
Do you have a boat to get across the river?
Did you? How did you get across the river?
We can have ours. We're not
I was going to say our raft is just down there. I will gesture on the jetty.
Thank you. I will probably move a bit further down the river to East River North, she says, referencing the other tower that's near the docks, which is this one up here with the dude with the Thor helmet on.
I would suggest moving by night.
Of course. Well, and she kind of gestures to the window. No time like the present, I suppose. This is a troubling time, and I've been trying to keep my business going to help feed the people, but I being captured by draconians is an experience I really don't want to duplicate. She turns to the elf, almost kind of begrudgingly, and she says, Master Elf, thank you for saving my life. I feel if you hadn't crashed in when you did, I would not be standing here right now. I appreciate everything you have all done for me, and you truly are heroes. Thank you.
And at that sound, all of a sudden you hear this slurping noise in the background, and there's Geron with a pot of tea with the nozzle of the tea in his mouth going, "This is fine tea. I do not know how you normally drink it out of this nostril, but it is good."
She's
he
like,
drinks the whole pot down.
she like
I love the way
nods
he
at
called it a
you. She's
nostril.
like,
That's brilliant.
yeah. She looks at you like, okay.
And then
Okay.
Geron delicately puts the pot back down.
The only thing I have to help you is a compass, if you wish it. I have a compass in my belongings that may help you find your way in the city. I mean, with the smoke and the darkness and the fires and everything being ruins, I have found myself turned about in these lands. Now I'm going across the river. I feel I will not need it, and you can have it if you wish.
When she asks that, I will just look to Stone Hunter to basically, because he's the one that's shown me where we're going normally.
Will it be of any use to us, or because I'm guessing that
You are
compasses aren't really something that cags use?
No, you are perfectly capable of telling which way is north.
No need. You will need it to go north.
Of course. Sorry. She kind of says and looks away from you. So, Merrin, you and your troop of heroes have saved me, and again, I thank you. Did you place your raft at the jetty?
Yes, just at the jetty down there at the end.
Very well. I will go. If you could perhaps cover my.
Of course, I will escort you there.
Thank you. I just need to dial that down. There we go. Okay.
I will look at
Just
the
to
others and know when I return, we should get moving.
Right.
Just going
Thank
to
you for the
remind the
biscuit.
viewers of the. Here we go. Let's get the map going on. Just for visuals, not for any combat or anything. That Draconian is dead. I'll move you guys over. Okay. So if you remember, this is where we were, and you had left your boat just down there. So you watch her and escort her down.
Yeah, I'll actually walk there with her.
Watch the bridge and watch the other road, the path, tracks through the buildings, to cover her going. Geron.
Yeah.
As this is all going on, you come down the stairs, and this has been the scene of another great battle, and you're starting to appreciate that these people you have met in this strange city far away from your homeland are beginning to earn they're beginning to prove their worth, and perhaps they're worthy of standing next to you in battle for longer. And as you come down the stairs, you see over here, now I'm clicking off the screen for our viewers. Hang on. I'm guessing you saw that ping.
I did not.
No, we look at the outside view.
Yeah, that's fine. It was a bit further out. I needed to zoom my map out a little bit.
Yep, over there.
Yep.
Everyone else is focusing on other things and helping Miri get to the boat. And as you're standing there and you look across, you see a slightly transparent bison, a pale blue bison, standing in the road, in that it's not really a road, but in the street between these buildings. And this is remarkable to you. It reminds you of some of the visions you've had as a priest and worshipper of Jolith, Kiri Jolith, as the Solamnians would know him. But
do we all see this, or is it just the party cow?
Just the party cow sees this. And to you, this is a symbol of your god and his presence. And the bison stands there and looks at you. Bison's eyes look quite down, and its head is kind of like this, but you get a sense that its perception is locked to your eyes. It is aware of you and looking at you, smelling you, sensing you, and it lifts its head.
Show no fear. Because you can't show fear. The god of war would not have me show fear.
Absolutely. It lifts its head, and it doesn't make a sound, but it like brays. You see it go like this, but you don't hear a sound. And it turns and trots at a steady, like I'm building up to a charge, but I'm not quite charging yet kind of boom, boom, boom off down the road, and as it kind of gets maybe to the edge of the screen, it starts to like fade away into a faint mist, and it seems to be heading in the direction that you have been pointed by your by Miri, in roughly that direction as well.
So towards the tower.
Yeah, in sort of towards the east and northeast, kind of east northeast maybe. And you as this is going on, you realise that you were stock still, like staring down the road. The rest of you're all watching Miri as she gets into the thing. Apart from Hisfix, who's become very close to Geron, you notice that the Minotaur freezes for a moment and stares off into the distance, not moving, motionless, and a real deep breathing, almost like a meditative. And for a Minotaur, you can imagine the nostrils are going, and there's a little bit of spittle on the mouth, but not like uncouth, but like. And then suddenly he kind of shakes his head, his horns, shaking from side to side. And
I'm going to hold up a little doily and go, "You've got a little something? Just a little bit there. Just got a little bit there. Yeah."
I have seen a message from my god.
Wow, what did it look like?
A bison. It was huge and it was blue, which means it is a message.
Okay. Do they come in different colors?
He scratches his chin for a second.
You've never seen one before, so you don't know.
This is the first bison I have seen.
Okay, so she said it was blue, so it was a message. So I wondered if there was like a color scheme or something. Like a red one would be a warning.
Maybe.
Or something like that. I don't know.
In the background, Miri gets on the boat, and you see Sir Merrin untie the rope to the boat. And as you go to push her off, she leans forward and gently, not in a romantic way, but gently kisses your hand in kind of a kind of thanks. And you push slightly. This is the first time you've had that kind of courtesy given to you. So you kind of push her off with a slight
look of confusion.
Yeah. yeah. And then she ducks down low and pulls the kind of thing. She pushes herself, with the oars wide. She seems quite capable, actually. Now you
Is this
think
the
about
bit where I start shooting the flaming arrows?
You're desperate for a kill, aren't you? She's a 12 hit die wizard that you just don't know, and you're sending her off. No, so she goes off past the rocks, gets out into the river, and then goes off down the river. So the five of you are left by the riverside, standing there, on the edge of the occupied section of Kalaman with a tower to get to. So we're going to switch back over to the big map.
We should get moving.
All right then. Are we going to the warehouse?
That seems to be like a potential way into the tower.
Something wizardy, I suspect. We might need our master wizard. If he's calmed down. Gauss, do you need a book or something? You seem to go a bit dark there. I was just wondering if maybe you needed something to read.
Oh, now you see, yes, that you're not looking outside of the bowl, so to speak, yes? Because there is something very, very different to this wizard, but I can't tell you too much because wizard secrets and all things like that. But let's just not take it face value, shall we say?
Okay.
You may think my words barbaric, but my intelligence is of a higher form, and I need to make sure everything is safe for us and we know what we're facing.
Okay.
As he says that, Garen walks past and quite hardly slaps on the back and goes, "You're a strange little man," and kind of just walks off.
Gauss, take 1 point of damage.
I I think the beast has broke my back. Ah!
Merrin's just going to glance at Stone Hunter with the kind of knowing what the hell kind of look. But to anyone else, would just look like I glanced at him.
Okay, cool.
That kind of, years of bonding kind of.
Yeah,
look
yeah.
of-
Sanja Salatha.
Okay, so
All right then.
your intelligence that you were given by the Master Warrior, Athalas, if you remember, had laid out for you and marked on the map that you've been given the location of forces rallied against the good guys, as we can see on the map here. We've seen now. It shows the mainstay of the force, not necessarily everything that may be encountered in that zone.
There was a report of extra activity around the temple.
There is more activity around the temple. If we go straight east from here, we arrive on the far side of the temple near to where the warehouse is supposed to be located. Otherwise, we go south and then east, which takes us back into their forces, straight past the temple where there may be a gathering of them, and we will face considerably more.
So more kind of that way.
I'm
Straight
not
east,
quite-
we'll see less confrontation and a speedier journey.
Okay,
And speed is of the essence.
okay.
Right, I wasn't quite sure which one you were suggesting.
So you want to move into this one next?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So you start to make your way through the ruined streets of Kalaman, and the broken households, shop fronts, the ruined structures, small temples as you go along your way, show the true mark of the war of the Lance upon this city. As I mentioned previously, large chunks of earth from flying citadels that have been barraged by magic and other forces above the city lie on top of buildings as you make your way through this area. And generally, this region is just a blasted wasteland. You make your way between the structures, moving from shadow to shadow, and
Going to
occasionally
pick up some of the mud from one of these citadels and
Mhm.
give it a sniff and sort of rub it between my fingers.
It's a very
Frown.
different earth of this
Mm.
region. It's a much more clay, a clay cloying kind of soil. Very different territory, different land. You're not sure where this would have been. Well, clearly these citadels are born and lifted from somewhere, but you are not sure where. The last that was heard of the flying citadels was destroyed over the bay and had crashed into the sea. And that was the last flying citadel that was seen in the city. It hadn't been under complete control by the forces of the Red Dragonarmy, and the attacks against it had been successful to destabilize it such that it kind of collapsed and fell into the sea. But there are chunks and pieces here. There's bricks, mortar, ash, dust. The wind whips up a breeze around you that picks up ash and scatters it across you. As you're walking, you're getting a thin film of kind of dust and ash on your clothing. And this is, this place has been bombarded by dragons, fought between forces, and trebuchets and ballistas have smashed it to pieces. So this is, a hellscape. But you make your way through this region, and you get to the other side. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go next?
Yeah.
There.
That one.
Did I give you control of the token, Roger?
No.
We'll have a pee, please, Bob.
Yeah, very good. Very good. I like that. Okay, I'll put myself on there as well, just in case that means I can't change it. Okay, you can now control it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so who's at the front of your party, and who is what's the kind of marching order? Who are your scouts?
I'll probably be behind Stone Hunter.
Yeah, I'm going to go out front to scout
Mhm.
because I'm the scoutiest scout.
Well, I can see in the dark, so me being
Yeah.
next up is probably a good idea.
I think Gaust and Garon are the only ones who can't see in the dark. There are enough small fires across just generally about that you're not like tripping over every brick and block of mortar, but you are, it is dark, and
I would
you
say
are
Goust in the middle, Geron
That's-
behind him,
And then his
and
fix
then
at the
his
back.
fix at the back, because his fix will be
Yeah.
able to detect things.
I
Okay.
mean, his fix is probably on my shoulders, right?
That too.
Well, rather than walking.
steering.
Yeah.
Lean. You got to
Okay,
lean. It's all
so-
in the leaning.
Stone Hunter, what non-weapon proficiencies do you have that are trackery, survivally type
Aha.
things?
Now I'm gonna have to. If I was a non-weapon proficiency, where would I be? I have got hunting, navigation, running, survival, blind fighting, and rope use.
You get tracking for free as well because you're a ranger,
I do, but
So you
that's
need
not
to-
on my character
so
sheet.
put that
so
in
I
there.
will add tracking.
and it's wisdom. So at curly brackets, wisdom, curly brackets.
At curly brackets, wisdom capitals or
Yeah, capital W. I think that
close
works.
curly brackets.
Yep, 0.
And then 0 in the next box.
Yeah, in the next box.
Mhm.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. So you can make a survival or tracking roll, up to you, which you want to do.
Hmm.
As you
Probably.
are moving into this region.
Wisdom is significantly better than intelligence, so it'll be the wisdom-based one and not the intelligence-based one.
Okay.
So tracking it is.
Okay. What happened there?
I have no idea.
You rolled a
I got
10.
one success, roll of a 10, and got 140.
How is the score 140?
'Cause he's that good.
Yeah.
You got to roll under 140 on a d20. I think that's going to work every time. Let's have a look at your character sheet. Let's see what's going on.
Like I said, he's just that good.
I am
Yeah.
that good.
That's why he's my tracker.
Can't miss, basically.
Can track a hawk in a cloudy sky. I can follow you.
Well, the roll was good enough anyway, so that's fine. You had to roll under your wisdom, which is
Yeah.
14. So I think it's just done something a bit weird with your wisdom there, but that's fine. You're successful. So as you enter this region and you sort of get halfway across, again, this is more blasted ruins, shattered buildings, lives destroyed. You see bodies, you see piles of ash, you see explosive marks across the sides of buildings, you see lightning strikes, the mark of a lightning strike here, there, all over the place, which to you
Different
probably
blues.
figure is a blue dragon. What you come across is the tracks of a large draconian force. About Uncle Mojo's put wisdom of 140. Now that's something.
Should have been a druid.
Yeah. So here we go. Sorry, just dropped something on the floor. So you see the marks of a large draconian force, and as you kind of make your way in, you get to a boulevard, and you can see off to the south. Let me get to the right layer. A large draconian force, like 100 draconians, marching
We can take
and
it.
moving
Excellent.
through a dilapidated region of they look like sort of poor common housing, with huge blast marks everywhere, but it seems that they're on the move. They probably just left the region that you've entered.
Well, I'll
Lucky.
hold my hand up and through gesture communicate to Merrin what I've seen. I'm assuming that we've got some kind of
Yeah,
Simple.
big amount of enemy that way. I'm guessing.
500.
To take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gesture, I'll immediately,
Yeah.
stop because
So
I'm used to what
stop.
he's doing.
Spotted, there, big bad, whatever.
Mhm.
Our sort of shorthand symbol for
Draconians.
Cool.
an
Okay.
enemy force. And then I will suggest moving into. Ordinarily, I would have said go into this one, but I'm thinking instead we move into that one and then come back on the warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah,
Roger,
I'll kind
do
of
you
nod and
want to move the token then?
I'll nod and point in that direction, and we'll go that way.
Okay. So you move into another ruined area. You're getting closer to the tower, and you can actually
I'll
see
warn
it in the
his
distance.
fix about the Draconian force because he wouldn't know the shorthand necessarily.
Okay.
So I'll tell him that there is a large force of Draconians behind us
Oh,
Okay.
to keep his eyes open.
I'll keep my eyes open when I'm not
Um,
eating biscuits.
Can someone make a note of that? That would be useful intelligence to pass back when we return.
I like your optimism.
We do have a pigeon, remember?
Oh,
Hey.
speckled Jim. Oh, but I've run out of biscuits, so
But we should warn the others. They are heading towards the river, which means they are likely to cross.
Soon, if we release the pigeon now, it will die. If we can release it from the tower, it will have a better chance.
But the
It's more
people
we-
may already be dead.
We may find something else before we get there. If we
Incomplete information
we
is
only
not as
have
good
one
as full
pigeon.
information.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you're kind of hiding in the shell of an old inn as you're talking about this. And you all hear the sudden roar in the distance that curdles your blood and sends a chill up your spine. You haven't heard a roar like this in a long time. And most of you scurry into a darker corner, but Stone Hunter pokes his head out over the edge of the inn, the kind of ruined wall. And you see in the distance a dark, winged figure. And a crackle of lightning in the sky.
I would like to hope Merrin didn't hide in a corner.
No. You didn't hide in the corner, but you also have shiny armor on, so you're not stupid.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not stupid. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not going to
yeah,
go cowering.
No, don't worry. And you see a dragon by the light of this fork of lightning that crackles out from its mouth. You see a sheen of deep blue scales as you see this dragon land atop the temple of Mishakal. And you all hear a
Okay, that is worth reporting.
and
I'm,
its tail kind of swats at a small kind of steeply bit ornamentation thing, not the actual steeple, but like little spiky bit sticking up, a flying buttress. Knocks it aside.
Can someone prepare the missive? We have to warn them immediately, and I will start readying the pigeon because I can't write.
Stone
Oh,
Hunter,
Going to give it a
your
motivational speech.
your
I don't read
elven
or write.
eyes, you can see by the light of the fires burning within the temple, and clearly there's a collection of people with campfires and other fires in and around the temple. For
They're
some reason, they
massive
seem to be
balls.
taking particular attention to the Temple of Mishakal. I'm not sure why. You can see that someone sits atop the dragon. You can't see who it is, and you can't see what they are or anything, but you can see a figure sitting atop the dragon.
That's a dragon high lord. Not anybody gets to sit on a dragon.
And the dragon,
Or at least someone attempting to be one.
a lightning blast flies out of its mouth, hits the steeple of the Temple of Mishakal, splintering it and sending stone and slate and tile and mortar flying in every direction. And you hear, all of you, very faintly, a cheer from dark throats and evil minds far across the city. And
That is a force of hundreds. the Draconians that we passed, that was a force of at least 100. We know that there were others gathered around by. There is also now a dragon and a dragon high lord. I would suggest there are at least 500 converging on that point. They're preparing an offensive. Where's the pigeon?
I will do once someone's written the note.
I'm writing the note.
Okay, what are you writing on the note, Hisfix?
Send
Dear
by.
Commander Master Atlas, I will write whatever is dictated by Merrin.
Yeah, I will give a military sum down or sum up of what Stone Hunter has relayed. So
500 frickin' Draconians and a
Basically,
dragon high lord.
approx 500 Draconians, Dragon High Lord with Blue Dragon, and I will give I'm assuming the map's got references.
Yeah, I mean the Temple of Mishakal and the Broadway near the river.
Yeah, but if it's got a
and
map
things.
reference, I will put a map reference.
Black brown trousers.
Just
It's
because
in grid H8. Oh, you sank my Draconians.
basically that.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
well, it's what you would do because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
shorter than writing the Temple of
Absolutely.
Mishakal.
Yeah, you know, you
Pigeon missives are like that big.
you've probably got like little districts or precincts or areas within the map, you know, and this is a particular area. They might be hexagonal shaped, and you mark out which ones, you know, you write down which ones on your map and therefore on their map are
Yeah,
relevant.
and then once that's ready, release the pigeon.
Scroll it up.
Okay, cool.
Do we divert from our mission to take out the dragon?
What now?
Bold as that may be, I don't have my
Slightly
lance.
burny look in the eyes.
Remember-
Actually, I don't think we're capable of doing that. I know
I would
that,
feel
you know,
better if I had warrior.
Sorry, I've just got to say hello to our viewer in Chile, Kingmaker Kyrian. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the stream and Dragonlance. Cool. Okay.
Right, we should proceed with our mission.
Okay, so you're
Things
gonna
are
release the
getting dangerous and
pigeon?
We need to be quick. Yes.
Okay. So the pigeon flies off and gets struck by lightning. No, it flies. It flies off into the sky in completely the right direction. You know, heading off, and you
Good luck, Speckled
you
Jim.
never see Speckled Jim again.
No. That's it. Rampage.
Okay. Right. So,
I'll prepare him a sponge bag.
who else has anything to do with tracking or survival? Does anyone have that?
I can heal things, I can herbalize things, and I can sense the weather.
I have a thing.
I
The
can
weather-
read.
You can read. Wow.
Oh yeah, I can read and
Okay.
write as well.
So, Stone Hunter, we need another. Let's just roll a d20 and get 14 or less.
Nope.
We're all gonna die.
Grope me,
I
good
can't
people.
believe-
Grope me.
I can't
Come on,
believe
somebody's
no one has given you a reroll. So
I
for
know
our
somebody's
new
been
viewer,
stockpiling those rerolls.
for Nerd Borchery, that's a great name by the way, Nerd Borchery. The world of 2E Kryn, good days indeed, yes. And Kingmaker Kyrian, just to let you know, you can spend 1,000 Garblag Groats to buy one of our players a reroll, or 2,000 Groats to buy me a reroll, which is
Don't
always
do
fun.
that though, because it's
No,
bad.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay,
It
so
always
Stone
ends
Hunter
badly,
just
bro.
got a reroll from Gen 2K.
And I shall use it and
put-
succeed.
Hey!
Yes. Okay. Right. So you, as
Squeaked
you're
in there.
as you're like this, the pigeon's being sent off, and people are
I
writing
was very
things and all
distracted
this
by
kind of
that
stuff.
dragon for a
You're
minute.
very distracted by the dragon for a while, but you remember your duties. Your job is to like scout the way, see what's ahead, figure out what's going on. So as you are, you know, the guys are starting to gather their things. You're taking a brief pause, a slug of wine from a wineskin, a biscuit from, well, his fix is eating a biscuit. Or are they all gone? Have
Has
you eaten
eaten
them all
the
already?
biscuits.
There's no biscuits.
Okay,
left.
there's no biscuits
Eaten
left.
All of the biscuits.
Yeah, he's eating a plump-breasted pigeon. As that's all going on, Stone Hunter, you're kind of like, oh, these people in their ways, and you kind of start scouting around this tavern, which is in an old marketplace that has been absolutely blasted. There are, in fact, like craters in the ground, and the earth has moved substantially from where it originally was, like sloughed up against buildings and large lumps and things that are purely from magical blasts or something. You're looking around and you realise that there is the faint tracery of tracks through this region as well. Clearly, there's people are moving around this city a lot, but there are goblin tracks. You've seen enough goblin tracks in your day to know a force of goblins when you see one. There's one or two other weird tracks in there, but you can't make them out. But the toes of a goblin are very distinct. And what you realise is that they have all been moving in this direction. And I will show our viewers what I've just done. Did you see that, players?
Yeah, as in the goblins appearing here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly where we're heading.
Oh, what is
Hello,
it, Master Elf?
Althazar
Hi, Elf.
Games. Welcome to the chat. It's AD&D second edition. It's old school. It's not everyone levels at the same rate, and it's slower development, but it's all about the story. Right.
I
So-
shall creep back to the others once
Mhm.
they've finished fart-arsing around.
What is it? What did you say?
Force of goblins already occupying the warehouse.
Gobos, brilliant.
There's something
ha-
else with them.
Oh, what?
Don't know.
Is it very large?
Larger than a goblin.
So not very large.
Are there
I
many
mean, that's
goblins
coming
are
from
larger than
me, and I'm
goblins.
a gnome.
It's not as near. It's not as big as the force you saw before. But goblins are more erratic in their movements, so it's harder to judge their numbers. Draconians march in rank and file. You know, they are lawful evil, whereas goblins and other things are sort of a bit more chaotic.
Stagger around like pissheads.
Yeah, or fighting with each other as they go and pushing each other, and it's like a rabble moving through an area. So it could be 10, could be 40. You're not sure.
Okay, if it's only between 10 and 40, that
We
shouldn't
can
pose
take
an
them.
issue.
I'll be right.
Smaller than the
Hmm.
draconian force.
Depends if we can get into the warehouse. The problem would be if they alerted all of the draconians nearby.
Do we have much choice?
Remember, this world you're living in right now is massively noisy and chaotic. There is battle and
Okay.
war going on. There's a dragon screaming and spitting lightning. There's armies cheering and fighting, and lots going on. So when you're like in the middle of one of these zones, it's hard to like really tell what's going on in the
Okay.
other unless everyone's
Unless
doing
one
the
of them
same thing.
runs
Oh,
to
well,
get
well, yes, of course.
reinforcements,
If one
we're
of them
okay.
runs to get reinforcements, so I mean, you're moving fairly cautiously through the city. You're not charging through the city unless you tell me otherwise, at which point you may draw attention. But you've been moving fairly cautiously, so it's taken you sort of, an hour and a half, 2 hours, sort of, to get across this area quietly, carefully, checking shadows, checking buildings, so you're not being ambushed and that kind of thing. So it's taking you a couple of hours to get to where you are.
All right, let's get to the warehouse then.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right, so you guys make your way. Roger, move your token, please. Okay.
Can I? Well, I'll turn to Merrin. Let me and his fix go ahead.
I was going to say, do you want me to go on ahead and be like stealthy?
Yes, you're welcome to scout ahead. I'd rather know what we're going into.
You large folks are shiny and loud.
Before his fix leaves, Garen turns to him and goes, "His fix, my little buddy. You be careful. And if you get into danger, you call for me, and I will come, and I will crush the goblins. But watch
will do
yourself."
that. I would thank you very much. You are a very kind cowman.
That's
Okay.
right. I'm your friend.
As you start to approach the warehouse, the area where she's roughly drawn, she hasn't, it's not like a aerial photography and she can outline the building for you. but roughly the
Google
area.
Maps, right?
Yeah, Miri Maps. You are approaching the area that you think, and Stone Hunter and his fix. You can both hear and see and smell ahead of you. Oh, you just got another reroll, Stone Hunter, from Non-Anomaly. Thank you, Non-Anomaly. You can hear and smell. And one for his fix as well.
Oh,
Look at that, you two going ahead. You can hear and smell a host of goblins and other creatures, which you're not sure because you can't quite see them. One for Merrin as well.
Oh,
And we shall move over to another map.
Dun, dun, dun.
Diddly-dee, diddly-dee. Ooh, it's like that bit in Final Fantasy when the whole thing sort of swirls and then it zooms in on another map.
Buffering.
I'm now just hearing Pokemon battle music.
Okay.
I choose
There
you,
is an
Garon.
8-bit boss battle noise
Don't
that
do
you
it.
can play
No.
on Roll20.
There
I
is.
can't do it because it's your game.
That's true. Haha. It is my game.
I used it once or twice in Pathfinder.
We couldn't hear it.
Okay.
Did you not?
No,
Oh, I
wasn't
enjoyed
that
it.
shopping music?
Because if you turn off your transmitting audio to other
Oh,
team
of
members, then it won't
course,
come through.
yeah. Didn't think of that.
Right,
It
so
made you very happy, so that was what was important.
when is the
I
8-bit
enjoyed it.
one shot? Everybody gets a reroll from Non-Anomaly. Non-Anomaly,
Hey.
thank you so much for joining in the fun like that. Okay, so you guys enter into an area of poor housing that has been blasted. You can see craters in the ground as on your way here. You can't quite see what's going on in the area. You can see this strange rooftop poking out above the other buildings amid the fires. And Stone Hunter and his fix, in fact, what I need to do is just Merrin, Gaust, and Garon, if you could just move your counters just off the map for me. I just dumped you all on there. Gaust, can you control him this time?
It's all right. I'm trying to do it in Twitch.
Why can I not click
That's
on
brilliant.
this?
Don't look at Twitch. there's okay. I better turn the. Oh, hello. Alt Hazard Games is now following us. Thank you very much, Alt Hazard Games.
I don't always look on it. I just went to the wrong tab.
Don't worry. It's fine. I trust you all. You're seasoned players. So, you guys enter this area. Stone Hunter and his fix. Are your hit points accurate?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I was healed up at the end of the last session to where I am now.
Okay, fine. That's cool.
Also, don't people heal points for just traveling for a couple of hours with someone with healing and herbalism?
No, it's resting for a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you
fair enough.
travelled the whole day, then
That's
and then
right.
you would. Oh, yeah, that would be fine. So you can actually recover 0.25 of a hit point.
Oh, take it.
If you work it, yeah. This
It's
is
more
AD&D
than
second
zero.
edition. I'm going to have that.
Yeah.
I think we did a game of Wizards and what was it? Swords and Wizardry, and I said one of the characters could heal half a hit point. He's like, I'm going to have it because if I take 2 hit points, I'll still have half a hit point left and I won't be dead. So you guys enter this area and you can hear noise ahead of you. You can see the light of campfires, and you can tell and smell that there are goblins in the area. You can also hear human voices, maybe half elves, maybe elves, you're not sure, but human voices. And
Happy
what we're
voices.
actually going to do at this stage is take our break.
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
But remember, we now have a competition, so a good thing from this.
Join
So-
us after this word from our sponsors.
So we are sponsored. We are sponsored
Yes.
by Incarnate, who make the awesome mapping software that I have used to make these maps. And Narodnik Zeka, thank you. You've said these maps are such eye candy. Well, I've tried to make them look cool. Tried to make them not too cluttered, but enough stuff on there to look interesting. And these are all made using the Pro license, which we are going to give a Pro license away to one lucky viewer. Now, what you need to do is when this video comes out on YouTube, you need to go to the YouTube video and comment on there with the map that you have been itching to make with Incarnate. What map are you going to do? Is it going to be a world map? Because you can build world maps on there. And you could do parchment style ones or colorized, realistic looking ones. Is
And
it
with
a
the pro license, you get beta access to
battle
the
maps?
battle map.
Well, I was going to
format,
say
don't
you can do a world map. You can do a regional map. I actually use the regional map style to make these maps. Are you going to use the battle map style, which I will now show off to our viewers, but not to the players? Here, I've made a very simple battle map. It's just rendering. There we go. And you can see you can put cool furniture on there and shadows and all that kind of stuff. There's loads of things in there. They've added steampunk for like Eberron games and things like that as well. So there's all kinds of cool stuff on there. What you need
There's
to do,
even a rotten chicken.
there is. So what you need to do is you need to, when this video comes out on YouTube, which will be tomorrow night or Saturday morning, depending on how my evening goes with the kids. But we'll notify you when the video gets on YouTube. Go over there, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment with the map that you are itching to make with Incarnate Pro. And next week on the show, we will announce the winner of that competition who will get their Incarnate Pro license. And what we'll need from the winner is their email address. Now, that if they already have Incarnate Pro, what will happen is you will have your license extended by a year for free. If you don't have it already, you'll be upgraded to the Pro license. That covers commercial use of the maps that you create. I'm currently creating a Zweihander RPG, redoing my Zweihander RPG Black Road setting, which is a silver seller on Drive-Thru RPG. And I'm using Incarnate to put some maps in there because I don't have time to draw the maps I really want to draw. But I'm putting Incarnate maps in there as a kind of placeholder. So anyway, go over to YouTube. Once this video is up on the channel, subscribe, like, and comment with the map that you are dying to make with Incarnate Pro. And the better the story, tell us the adventure you're doing, what the map's going to be used for, if it's a world, a bit about your world, all that kind of stuff. Put it in there, and we will select that. My players are gonna pick the winner. For next time, we're either going to roll randomly or someone's going to pick one. We'll see, but it'll
If
be
they've got more
live.
than
Sorry,
if they've got more than one, could they put another one on an older video?
Roger, that's an excellent idea. If you go to one of our other videos, our other Dragonlance videos, and subscribe, like, and comment on that video with a different map you're itching to make, you will be entered twice and considered twice for the giveaway. So please go and do that. We're now going to take a short break. I'm going to go and get some more booze so I can give you guys some hell from some goblins. And we shall see you shortly. Don't go anywhere. Also, just to remind everyone, we have a giveaway going on our Vessen video. Ben, if you want to do the honors on that one.
He says do the honors. He means go like that and wave the book and go, yee. Yes, the Haunted Host of Hoxney Hall. We're doing a giveaway every week for 4 weeks on that brand new Garblag Games playthrough of, the lovely little book and the mystery dice. So we've got a giveaway every week for the next 4 weeks on that channel. On this channel, even for some goodies on there. Come along and watch. Pete gets to be a player, which is exciting.
I know. I'm going to be going like this. It's going to be great. So with that,
so we're doing a sort of turn of the century, 18th to 19th century game set in the east of England using the Vessen rules.
Absolutely.
And it's quite exciting.
And what you have to do for that one is go over and mention your favorite Vessen or grim fairy tale creature on that video, and you could be in with a chance of winning these cool things from the Thornless Rose, our other sponsor on the channel. They do
Altazar Games, has just said, can Ben say this chest is cursed? Yes, but if you want it in a specific way, I need to know if you want me to be this chest is cursed, or if you want to this chest is cursed kind of thing. So you need to be more specific with the voice that you want there. Huh? Come on.
Skeletor.
Okay, so
I'm surely
I
that's a
said
reference to the
cast.
mummy. It's
yeah,
a reference to the mummy,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it must be.
This chest is cursed.
So, with all of that giveaway goodness, we're now going to take a break so I can pop to the loo, get a drink. And don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes. Go refresh your drink, get some snacks, get some popcorn. Beowulf Reborn, get some more coffee because you need to stay awake. And we will see you very soon for the second half of episode 4 of Dragons on an Ashen Breeze AD&D 2nd Edition Dragonlance. Hello, we are back. Thank you very much for bearing with us, and most of you staying with us. Before the break, we talked about our giveaway. I'm not going to go into that anymore. We're going to get right back into the action. When One Shot Wednesday takes off, I'm sure you'll get plenty of chances. Well, we'll see about One Shot Wednesday. We may have a Coriolis game coming very soon. Okay, so you guys had just snuck, which I've been informed reliably is not a real word, into
It's snook. It's
snook.
pronounced
I
snook.
like snook. Sorry, you've snooked into a region where you believe there is a large group of goblins, and our viewers at home can probably see a little bit more than you guys. Unless you guys are
Better go
cheating and
onto the
looking
right
at
map
Twitch
then.
at the same
No,
time.
I'm coming off of Twitch. I'm coming off of Twitch. There we
Not
go.
Don't drop
looking at
out, just don't look at it.
No, that's what I mean. I'm going
Yeah.
to a different window. I have to drop into Twitch every so often to collect those groats.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, not that I can use them, but I've got to collect them.
And you have seen poking above the houses a dark structure. It looks like some sort of forward post that's been set up
I wanna
by
attack
the.
elf. What's that? What's the funny pointy thing? That's not normal.
You've
Crude
seen
goblin
these.
construction.
Yeah, it's like a command post type thing.
Forward command post.
Should we sneak up?
Yes.
All right then.
Okay.
We should set it on fire.
Oh yes.
Should we have some move silently rolls?
Oh yes, lads.
Let's shall.
Okay.
Our button.
Go the wrong way.
So
Move silently further down.
there is sufficient noise around that you will each get a plus 20 to your move silently.
Now, is
So,
that a plus or a
That is
minus?
a minus when you do it.
Yes.
So
It's a
misc
shame.
modifier minus
Minus
20.
I believe so.
It is only his fits and Stolen are moving silently, isn't it? Or do you want us all to move
No,
silently?
just those two. Just
Oh,
those
that's
two.
all right.
You guys don't have move silently, so you can't. We just do surprise
That's what I was worried
rolls.
about,
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
God.
I
I
have
am-
no idea whether that means anything.
I am like a ghost.
Okay, so his fix.
Got
Okay,
minus
so you both
15.
think you're moving silently. What's your move silently score?
My
Ben?
move silently roll is 27.
Just checking that's right.
You do have a reroll.
You do have a reroll.
I have another reroll, do I?
We all got given one by
okay.
non-anomaly.
I may well use that then because 78 is a
Oh,
bit
hang on.
rubbish.
So your move silently is 27, right? But you're an elf. And you have a good dexterity, so it should actually be higher than that. So bear
My
with me.
racial bonus is plus 5.
Right, so that should
My
take it to
dex bonus is
32.
plus 10.
So that should take it to
My
42.
armor bonus is minus 20.
Oh, so down to 22. There you go.
Mhm.
So that's why you're rolling against 22. Do you want to re-roll?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay. I mean, you got a 1 in 5, you know, effectively. Now, what it says in the game, in the book, is that I
Oh,
roll
dear.
and you don't know what the result is, and that you would move. But I don't like that kind of style of in fact, I think the GM should roll less dice, and it should be the players who are who are
You
doing
should trust your players, shouldn't you? The role playing and stuff.
Yeah. So you guys are sneaking into the area, and as
At least
you...
I'll provide a distraction for his fix.
Well, let me describe what happens to you first. So, no, so you are both near those buildings. You've crept up to those buildings. This is what's going on. And as you look around the corner of those buildings, you can see a limited amount of stuff. Because there's fire, there's movement, there's people, there's creatures moving around that you can see. Stone Hunter, peering around the side of that building, you can see two creatures by a fire. Now, one of those is a goblin, and the other is a creature you've fought before at Merrin's side, and this is a Capac draconian. These look less human-like than the bars do. Capacs sport a short mane that hangs down to one side of their mouths. Their large, leathery wings make them fair at gliding. They disdain clothes, considering them worthless trappings of humans. However, they have been known to wear trophies of their kills. They are generally ignorant, ill-mannered, famished, and witless, but they are considered skirmishers and assassins in the armies. They are notorious for their venomous bite, and they often lick their weapons before battle to coat them in the poisonous saliva.
They're classy guys.
They are
I'm
classy
watching
guys.
them
They're like
sold.
the Uruk-hai in Lord of the Rings when licks the blood. You know that these guys, when they die, they turn into they dissolve rapidly into a pool of acid. Sort of, fairly big pool of acid.
There you go, Dan. Monsters that turn into pools of acid.
I've got PTSD all of a sudden from another
Yeah.
show.
And they hide in the walls, and occasionally and they have a small inner mouth that goes xenomorphs, barrel free pods, but xenomorphs. If anyone's watching and you haven't watched our Alien show, go over to YouTube and watch our Alien show. We had a lot of fun with that,
But not yet.
but not now, not right now.
No.
After the show. Sorry, I always say that, but after the show. Also, news, we're going to be doing an Alien show on the Free League channel in November, a 4-parter on the official channel of the people who make the Alien game, and it's going to be adjacent to our previous show, LV832, and I'm currently cooking up delicious, horrible things for Dan. Anyway, okay, so you see those. His fix.
Hello.
What you see is, because you can kind of see into this, down into this area over. Oh no, you won't see that click because I'm in the GM layer.
Oh no, green boxes are good guys.
You can see two guys sat by a fire, and they have shackles around their necks and their hands and their feet.
Oh, no.
They are crudely eating from bowls of. You can't see what's in the bowls, but you're assuming it's kind of some sort of slop. They look beaten, bruised, bloodied, and you can see some goblins nearby, keeping an eye on them. And occasionally, one of them is like throwing stones at one of the prisoners, as they've been labelled on the screen.
Oh, dear.
You can hear more noise around you and beyond this area. You are pretty sure that there are quite a few creatures in this area. You're thinking, Stone Hunter, that all in all, there's probably 20 to 40 people in this area moving around doing things. So you're not sure. But this is what you see as you start moving up and you get to this region. Your move silently rolls will stand for your next move. But what do you guys want to do?
I'd like to move closer to the command post.
Okay. How much
Stay
closer?
Behind
To the next
buildings.
To the next building?
Yeah, sort of there where I'm hanging.
Okay.
And I would like to move up onto this building.
Okay.
Rooftops. Why
Yeah.
did I take to the rooftops?
Okay.
All about them rooftops.
Fat gnome.
Right. So his fix. You move across to the building there. As you do that,
Ooh, that was a scurry if ever there was one.
I roll.
hang on. As you do that, this
Whoa!
becomes apparent to you. You scurry across the other
Ooh,
side of the building. You
crikey.
see a series of prisoners all around a campfire. They're clearly looking after them. There's a big pile of cupboards, chests of drawers, sacks, chests, all kinds of things that it looks like they have been taking it all out of the building, the surrounding buildings, and clearly these slaves are here to do some of this hard work for them. There's a group of 5 goblins who are sitting around a campfire, and they are casually throwing stones at the prisoners. And then to the far side, by the command tent, you can see a large draconian, much like the one that blew up in front of you.
Oh, I remember that the light of Shinare makes them explode.
That's very true. Sorry, I didn't set these guys up properly.
At the Bozak.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think it's a Bozak from its size and its wings. The fact that it's still armored, but it has large wings. You know, Capac has large wings, but doesn't wear armor. Bars might be armored, but they don't have large wings. So
Also, they look nearly human, don't
they look nearly human. I mean, from the distance you were, you're like, yeah, maybe. But now what I just need to do is do a little trick here.
I'm seeing a question for the Christmas quiz coming out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, have we spoken about that before?
I believe it's been mentioned in passing.
Okay.
It's called viral marketing.
Oh, yes. What
We
I'm
just
going
drop
to do.
things into conversation.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to do initiative by creature type in this combat, because there's a lot of moving parts,
Creatures.
and to have them all individual would be cumbersome beyond belief. So not that I think you're going to get into combat or anything. I'm just preparing, just in case.
Do you want me to move my token up onto the roof of that building?
Yes, if you could. Yeah, hang on. You need to make a climb roll.
I do.
Yep. I assume you're going to get into that nice nook of the 2 peaks of the building, so you're kind of like bow ready.
Yep.
Okay, so you got up on the building. That's fine. Excellent. Right.
And then depending on situational need, I can either stand up heroically and start firing arrows round to draw loads of attention.
I'm gonna show you
or I can snipe.
what you see. So climbing up into that building and peering over the top of the roof.
Yeah, I'm guessing I probably can't see the human slaves.
Beowulf Reborn's put Stonehunter stealthily sets himself on fire as he clambers up on the building. You can see
Silently. Sizzle. Sizzle.
Hey. There you go. Those are mine. The other ones are yours.
Yeah. All right.
You guys got this in here?
Need fireball, really.
I think they have got this one.
You can also see to the far.
Another Bozak.
Now, what you also notice, Stonehunter, is that there is a building over here.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
I missed the ping.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, doing it again. Wrong layer. Sorry, I forget that the ping doesn't transcend layers. This building.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, looks like a warehouse.
Right.
Okay, so
Probably shouldn't set that one on
you
fire.
guys, so Stonehunter and his fix, you kind of crept in. You're also aware that the guys are kind of waiting behind for you.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
But Stonehunter, as you climb up onto the roof, you knock a slate off of the rooftop, and it slides down, and you have that moment where time slows down, and you see it going, and it falls down onto a big stone on the ground, and shatters, making a fairly loud noise. And what we are going to need
That's the gnome's fault.
from you,
I'm on the ground, you noisy elf.
and from this group over here, which I'm pinging now. Yep. A surprise roll.
Okay.
So,
what do you want me to roll?
right. Bear with me 1 second while I get the Dungeon Master's Guide out. Get to surprise. So, here we go. Oh, my Dungeon Master's Guide for AD&D is so old, all the pages are coming out, which is like sacrilegious, but I couldn't avoid it.
They're the best ones. They've been well used.
Well loved.
Yeah.
Where are we? Surprise. Okay, so it's a D10, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to roll D10, and then you get to add or subtract certain numbers. You want to get low. And sorry, I'm just getting to the right page. Surprise. 51. Surprise. I think when you go to look for the surprise rules, they should pop up in your face. Here we go. Right. Okay. So it is dark. So I'm going to give you a -4 to your roll. And you are anticipating. No.
You notice a large group of XP on the other side of the building. Will you tell the others?
We're trying to roll. We're trying to roll high, right? So I get a -4, and you get a +2. I got it wrong the previous episode, so apologies. But it would have been just flipped around the other way.
So I'm rolling.
Roll 1d10, and you get a +2, and I get a -4.
Roll high.
10 +2. Meh. I've seen better.
Okay. So they hear the noise, yeah, and they're like, "Huh?" But you get the drop on them, so they're surprised. So you can take the option to either attack or try and hide again.
Oh no, it's sniper clock.
Yeah, didn't see that happening.
Okay, so let's roll initiative, right? And what will happen is you will get a surprise round, you guys, and then we'll go into normal combat. So if everyone can, and we'll just get everyone
Histix, I know this isn't your favourite.
Everyone to roll initiative. Now, what we'll do is roll an initiative. It's a D10, remember, or you can roll a weapon if you want to, if you're about to shoot someone with your bow. But if you roll a D10, and then we'll modify it based on your actions. We're not going to roll it every round. We've got too many moving pieces in the battle, and our viewers don't want to watch us roll initiative for 30% of the show.
Is there any miscellaneous bonuses kicking around? I'm assuming not.
No, you just get a free round, basically.
Oh!
10. Now, remember, you've all got rerolls.
Awful.
Oh, I forgot to click on myself first.
No, don't worry. You won't, because you're just rolling a die.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to add your numbers in.
I think I will use my last reroll.
Oh,
then,
God, you got 16. Jeez, that's the worst
terrible.
You could roll.
That is literally the worst I could do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm going to use my last reroll on that.
Okay, Geron, what did you get?
3.
Wow.
My best ever roll.
Marin, what did you get?
1.
That
One.
time I didn't even see
I
my
rolled a
bloody
1.
token.
Wow.
Shower.
Right, here we go.
Gauss?
Do it properly this time.
I got 7.
7. Okay.
There.
Roll for the initiative.
That was
This
painful.
is for the prisoners. Oh, I rolled. Sorry, I've got Gauss selected. So, oh, whoops. No, you got a 7.
Gauss has got a 1. Yes.
Yay!
Okay. I've got to go down and select the guys. So I've put tokens down the bottom so I can roll initiative for them. And if
Alright.
these guys won't get killed, and they can stick around. So goblins, I'm going to give them a plus. They've got short swords, so +3. Yep. Bozak. I'm just going to roll a straight initiative for the Bozaks because they might do different things each round. And the Capacs are long swords. So is that 5 for a long sword?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So there we go. They're all done. So we've got group initiative by monster type. Oh, Capac's got a 15. That's not very good, is it? Look at that. Okay, so. Oh, player reroll for Stone Hunter. Parkour sharpshooting reroll from Beowulf Reborn.
Oh, I will definitely flip off of something for that then.
I beg your pardon.
Who are you flipping off?
Yeah. So what's going to happen is the surprise round will mean that Stone Hunter and his fix will get to act. Yeah. Move your guys, everybody else. Move your guys onto like the first square of the map on that left edge, like in a row. And then in the subsequent round, everybody will get to act in order. Okay.
All right.
So we're going to do
-7. You didn't ask, but I thought I'd tell you.
Did you? Oh, sorry. I thought. What are you doing?
It's fine. It's fine.
I thought you were doing like a weapon, so you were going to select your token and do a thing, but that's fine. Here we go. 7. That's cool. All right. Let's get ascending initiative. This goes a bit drifty.
One.
What's that?
Jammy so and so.
I think Ben's.
Well, Merrin, when he wields his
impressed.
sword, that will add 4
It'll add
to
another
that
4,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So first off is actually his fix. You sense you hear the slate slide off the roof, and then
what's happening?
your keen thief ears hear the of the bow, the knocking and the stretching of the wood
How
and
dare
the
you
string.
Suggest that my bow would not be well looked after.
It's well
make creaky noises.
It's well looked after, but his ears are so good. He can hear the feathers ruffle on your cheek as you get to your control point and you're like ready to fire. So, Green Loonturn, hello. Thank you for joining us. So, his fix. What do you intend to do with your action? Now, one thing I want to clear up before we begin: if you have 2 actions and you get a second attack, you don't get any movement in that second section. Looking at the rules again, basically you have to do all your moving on your initiative phase. You can hit and then move to line yourself up for a second hit in the secondary attack phase, but you don't get to move again in that secondary attack phase. That's just too powerful for multiple things. Hey, Map Hatter or Mafatter maybe. Thank you for joining us and for following us. Cool. Okay, right. Sorry, his fix. Let's roll.
I would like to drop a protective ball of darkness on myself.
That is brilliant. Okay. I thought you were going to say protective sphere of silence.
The darkest shadows I could find.
Are you going to hide? Okay, what I'm going to do then is
make my way around to the prisoners, but I don't want to be an obvious ball of blackness.
Well, I mean it's dark. Remember, it's nighttime. So, what I'll do is I'll create. What was it? 20-foot radius.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not exactly subtle. I'll do.
Subtle like a brick through a shopkeeper's window.
Find me though, so I'm fine with it.
And what I'll do is I'll make that controllable by you.
There
we go. And I will just push it to the back so that you can click on your character easier. There we go.
Perfect.
So you're casting dark. I mean, that's quite out of the way, and you are like hidden. Very well. That space between those buildings, bear in mind, I've put fire on buildings to represent that they're damaged or broken. They're not necessarily all on fire. The fires in the craters and in the campfires are actual flames. So the areas in those kind of larger spaces are fairly well lit. The bits between the buildings are darker nooks and crannies. Okay, so just to set the environment up for you guys. So here's fix. You cast darkness on yourself, which with your improvision you can still see through. He inks himself like a squid, says Ben. It's like the scared one in Finding Nemo when it gets scared and it just
You
goes.
made me ink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. It was going to be a really classy rogue move, but now I've
You've like melted into the
squid
darkness.
that pisses itself.
Okay, and then so that was his fix. So now it is Stonehunter's go. So you, as you are stationary, I assume, can have 2 shots.
I will be putting 2 shots into that Capac.
Okay.
Is the plan?
Okay.
Good luck.
Oh, let me get on the rolling part. Sorry, I'm showing the audience all the objects I've got stored in Roll20. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Come on, Stonehunter. This is where he goes for the kills. He's like, I need to sneak ahead and kill things before Merrin gets there.
I would just like to say that I have not hindered him.
Yet.
There we go. And
Well,
I'll pass a
I'll
minus
pass a
one.
-1. That is fantastic. That is a solid hit. Well, Narodnik Zeka, Narodnik Zeka's put, if I recall correctly, improvision could not penetrate magical darkness in AD&D. However, when we read the rules, it doesn't make that clear. It says the darkness spell acts like darkness, like
Yeah,
natural
it's not
it's
like pitch
like
black darkness.
pitch black darkness. And then when you read improvision, it says you can see in pitch black. So
Right, so that's 8 damage from the first arrow, and the second one is following right after.
okay, hang on. Let me give you an indication of how much damage that is on the health bar. The arrow streaks into the Capac's kind of looking around. You know these creatures are a bit stupid, and it kind of strikes into its shoulder. It's kind of not wearing anything. It's kind of gangly, hairy, scaly body, looking disgusting
How do
in
you
the
feel
firelight.
about armor now?
Are you shouting from the rooftop? Okay.
Stealthily. Shouting.
Stealthily shouting.
Okay, so you get your second shot.
Oh,
Oh,
No, I don't. I missed the barn
Wang.
door.
You shot yourself in the foot.
Okay, so you missed.
Twang.
So the arrow sticks into the ground, and it's like, ah,
That was a warning shot.
kill it, kill it, kill it.
After you'd shot it.
Okay,
I
so
understand these rules.
we shall now begin our round of combat. So, first, Merrin, acting on a 1, so no combat action, but you hear shouts and screams and the beginning of people drawing weapons and the unforgettable shriek through the air of Stonehunter's arrows. He's got particular flights on them that he makes himself.
Can't see
tribe,
that Capac
tribal
damage,
ones
by
in
the
the
way.
past. You can't see it.
No.
Can you
Sorry.
not? Can you not see the bar?
No.
Nope.
Oh,
No.
can you see other ones?
No.
Nope.
No.
Now?
Ah,
Oh.
now I can.
You can see the Capacs
I've
now.
got to do that.
Usually
on
quite good
everyone.
at finding a bar.
Okay, so what are you going to be doing?
Ba-da-da-dum.
Okay, so I'm going to assume most of them are sort of in the direction of their big towery thing because I don't really know what's going on too
Sure.
much. So I'm going to,
Yeah, that makes sense. You know.
so I'm going to basically run towards that.
Okay. Can you see like a blue bar or a green bar? No. Okay.
No.
No worries. Okay, so you're just going to run into that.
How far can I actually run?
You can get to about there because you weren't like literally there, but you were like coming into the zone. So you guys can kind of move into that space.
I can now see prisoners.
And a sphere of darkness.
There is
Oh, I
that
can see you. I can
that-
see through that.
that passageway is particularly dark.
Oh.
Well, you won't have your infravision on right now.
Oh, do I have to turn it on? Is it
Yeah.
like a?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like you have to be in infravision or normal vision.
I see. Okay.
It's like the Predator.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. I'm with you.
it's like focusing and like there is a subtle
It's fine. It's fine.
subtle switch to it.
I'm just going to assume I've got night vision goggles.
Yeah, I'm just
Like all
turning on
Solamnic
everyone's
knights.
hit point bars. I thought I'd clicked the wrong bar. There's like 3 bars that you can turn on, and I clicked bar 1 instead of bar 3. So you guys have to tell me who you can't see hit points for.
Bozak.
Or the goblins.
Okay.
Or the lower goblins.
Yeah, lower
Yeah.
goblins. Cool. Good.
Yeah, Goblin Team 2.
Okay, so you kind of run into that open space, and you
I
see.
think they're team 1. I
You
think
can't
you've
see
got
the
team
Bozak
2.
from where you are. Oh no, you can see him as you come into the space. But where you're standing there, you don't have a direct line of sight on the Bozak now, but you did as you moved there. And you can see prisoners, and you can see all those goblins. One thing I should point out to you, Roger, is when you fight hit dice 1 or lower creatures, a rule I forgot. This is an optional combat rule for warriors. You get as many attacks as your level.
Yes.
When fighting 1 hit dice creatures.
For
For warriors. So that's Ben and that's Roger and Ben. And it doesn't say melee.
Well, those goblins are in trouble next round then.
Yep.
Yeah.
So because you guys are level 3, you would get 3 attacks. But they follow the same rules as other multiple attacks.
So they're at the end, basically.
They're at the end. And you can only move with your initiative
Yeah, that's cool.
step. Right, so who's next? It's the Bozak. Okay. Hang on. So, the Bozak, it can hear some confusion and noise going on and shouting from afar. And he is going to... how far can you move from movement 6?
12, isn't it?
12.
20. It's
He's going to
percentage.
go around the back of the tent to there. And now you can't see him. Because he's moved out of sight of everyone. Okay, so that was the Bozak. Next, it's the Geron phase.
Yes! He's going to lower his horns.
Oh.
And charge what? We can't see anything.
Yeah, you can't charge anything just yet.
I mean,
because you're like in the houses coming into the area.
Okay.
They've been scouting ahead of you, so.
So if I come around this corner and I have my shatang prepared, can I throw my shatang?
You would need to modify your initiative with your shatang speed.
Okay, then in which case I am at 9, so I will wait.
Okay, you can do that. You can think, oh, there's a fight coming on.
Yeah.
I will wait for. What I'll do is I'll modify to 9. And can I move you down? Oh, I can. Look at that. Boom. There we go. Right. So Goust. You see the Minotaur like heft this huge barbed javelin thing. It looks vicious and cruel. It kind of lifts it up, ready for fighting. What do you want to do?
So can I see those goblins? Or
You can't see any bad guys right now.
Okay.
But you are aware of them. So if you wanted to, you could say that you were going to use your wand if you saw anyone as you walked around the corner.
Yeah.
Or cast a spell if you see anyone when you go around the corner.
I'm going to stick behind Geron.
Okay.
With my wand ready to back him up.
So a wand adds 3 to your speed.
Yep.
So that actually puts you on initiative 10 then. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll pop you down just after, and that works actually. That's nice because then you're just after Geron. So his fix It's your turn now. What do you intend to do?
Hello.
The darkness is
I
there.
would-
You see Merrin appear. You assume it's Merrin because his heat signature looks a bit weird because he's covered in metal.
Shiny.
And you go, over here.
Anytime.
Want some candy?
No, none of that, because that's all creepy. Kindly Uncle His Fix is not that kind of uncle. Thank you.
Okay, oh God. Anyway, moving on swiftly.
Very swiftly.
I'm going to move down the little alleyway between the houses, trying to get closer to the prisoners.
Okay,
Move
right.
my
Move your
big
darkness
bubble
with
of
you.
Darkness with me.
Okay. You can see these.
I carry
these...
my darkness with me.
Usually
I was
it's
gonna
on
go,
the
"Don't we all?"
inside.
These 5
For them-
people are they're not like their hands are cuffed and their legs have got like a chain between them, but they're not all chained together or pinned to the ground or stake, you know, there's no kind of stake in the ground with a chain on it or anything like that. They're loose, they could move, you know, but you are
But they're hampered, presumably restricted.
yes, slow.
Right then, you lads, pop into this giant impenetrable sphere of darkness where you'll be safe.
So you've moved
Come
there,
along with me.
and they look a bit. They sort of some of them sort of look over in your direction because obviously there's this sphere of darkness appearing, and you can see that they're all humans,
Hello.
dishevelled-looking, skinny men. Do you want to do anything, or are you just going to move there?
Can I get close enough to one of them to kind of inspect their manacles, probably mostly by feel?
Yes.
If I can start picking the locks, then I will start doing that.
You can. You'll be at a penalty because you're in darkness and using
Dark.
infravision. So it'll be
Yeah.
minus 20.
Okay, I'd like to give it a go. If it's
Sure.
not working, then I'll
Yep.
abandon it.
So it's
but-
actually a plus 20, but yeah.
Let me just find my picking of locks. Plus 20, you say? Oh, wish me luck. A snarry smile upon me. No, you're not smiling on me.
No.
If it wasn't dark,
Oh,
if I could see what I
nearly.
was doing.
Close. Yeah,
That
well, you
would be
move
fine.
closer and muttering a few reassuring words. One of the prisoners is like, "Please, help me! They're making us rob our own houses and steal from our friends." It just seems to be a harrowed individual.
I am in mighty company, and we will get you free.
Thank you.
I will
Right.
hold Still.
Goblins. So the goblins notice Sir Merrin, who's kind of standing there like, ha ha!
That's what
Cape-
he's good
Cape
for.
billowing.
Yeah,
I challenge
he's
thee.
looking heroic. Absolutely
Also,
heroic.
fire glinting off the armor.
Absolutely.
So he passed his stealth check then.
It's a stern, bright blade moment for anyone who knows Dragonlance well. And they, what can a goblin movement 6 move in one round? Sorry, I haven't got my cheat
12.
sheet out.
12 squares.
12
Oh, sorry,
squares.
12 squares.
Sorry, are we keeping up then?
Sorry, I've had a very long
Don't worry.
week.
Okay, so
You stole my pewter tankard. Come here that I might smite
they are
thee.
going to charge.
Yes.
Okay,
Don't
these
have to waste your movement now.
these 2 goblins.
This
are gonna
guy gets it.
charge you. Yeah, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, 3 of them can charge you.
Excellent. That's
Means they
'cause
get
I've
plus
got
2 to
3
hit as
attacks.
well.
Yeah. Aw.
And the others are just going to move up behind, like, yeah, go on, get him, Gobbo, get him, Gobloid, get him, Goblord. Sorry if you don't know, we make weird, stupid goblin names for the
They
goblins.
need better names, frankly.
Hey, the guy at the back's called Dave.
Oh yeah, Dave. Yeah, Dave.
Goblo, Goblord, Goblid, and Dave.
I feel like Dave wandered into the wrong room, really.
Yeah, he's like, I'm here for the arts and crafts. Okay, I'm going to bring Merrin's token to the front because he is the shining hero. But we're going to have 3 goblins attack you. Okay, they get plus 2 to hit. They actually get -2 to their initiative, but we're not going to worry about that right now. And they are therefore possibly able to hit you. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify their initiative by 2 to replicate that with my roller that I've made. So they've got a THAC of 20, but I'm going to make that 18 to replicate their +2. And let's roll to see what he hits. Oh, not good enough. That was the top one. In fact, let's color code these dudes. So that was red. And then we've got, here we go, blue. And then we're going to have, I don't know why I'm color coding. They're going to be dead in about 3 seconds.
Now, yellow would be the one at the back.
Yeah.
Stay.
Okay, so blue is going to attack you. Oh, sorry. Here we go. And we'll take 2 off the Thaco again. No, rubbish. If anyone wants to give the GM, the Dungeon Master, a reroll, feel free.
You were given one earlier.
Was I?
Yeah.
Was he?
Jared Nick Zeka gave everybody a reroll.
No, I
and
didn't
he
get
did
one.
mean everybody.
Was it everyone?
I just checked through to count how many rerolls
Okay.
I've used.
Well, we'll see. I might use
in
it
the
as
hope that I
might
might
use
be
it at
able
an
to
opportune moment.
scrape together another one.
Ah, these goblins are rubbish. So they all charge in, running towards you with their little short swords and shields, and they're like, and they kind of clatter around you.
With a sword.
They're kind of bumping into each other more than actually attacking you. Oh, Beowulf Reborn, do you want to reroll as a Dungeon Master or as a player in Vesson? Beowulf, you know me. You should know me better than to ask that question. Okay, right. So that's those goblins. These goblins up here are going.
Non-anomaly gave you a reroll, Pete.
Oh, okay. Thanks, non-anomaly. I will.
Giving him
I was serious though. I was
Fancy,
going to
never
save it.
knew.
I'm going to save it for a bit later. So these goblins up at the top are going to drop their.
Come at me, bro.
Well, one of them is going to run towards you to this side of the building. This one is going to move over to here. And then the other two are going to put their swords away and draw their bows and arrows out. Right. Next, it is the prisoners. They cry and rattle their chains. They're completely cowed, subjugated people. They have been whipped. You can see his fix that they've got bruises and parts on their bodies that the heat is not passing through. And you've seen this before. This is where there are wounds and things on their body. So they remain where they are. I just need to do a little bit of GM layer.
Stay with me, brothers. I have a healing cow once we have fought our way free.
Okay.
Trust the impenetrable darkness. It has a healing cow.
Right now, they're going to believe they've been held in captivity for far too long. They've all gone collectively mental.
Okay.
The best offer you're going to get tonight, frankly.
Oh, thanks, non-anomaly. I gave everyone one reroll, including Pete. I am evil on the inside. Cool. Right. Okay. So next.
So good on the outside.
Yeah. Next is Geron.
Well, I was going to throw my shatang, but now there's goblins in my way.
Charge.
You can still throw your
You
shatang.
still throw your shatang, but you can move as well. So you could throw it and get in. So you could throw it and then get into close combat if you wanted.
I was going to throw it at the Capac, but he's now blocked from me.
Yeah.
See, so I was being strategical. I was going to try and take down the wounded big thing.
Okay.
And steal the kill.
It's more the fact that he was described as an assassin, and that sounded nasty. But anyway,
He's not
Well,
alone.
you don't know that about Capacs.
no.
That's what Stone Hunter knows about Capacs.
So I come around the corner, see a goblin, and go, "No, what are you doing?" And just like surprise throw it. 'Cause I'm going to miss with
like
it, 'cause I
surprise to you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never hit with this thing, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Believe.
We believe in you.
No.
Didn't believe hard enough.
Okay.
I think that's what that was.
Do you have a reroll? Do you want to use a reroll?
He does
Oh
have
yeah,
one.
I do have one. Let's use it because it's fun. Go, Shatang! Yes! The
Which,
Shatang hit
which
the
goblin are you going for?
The one in the alleyway, not the one that's trying to climb up the building.
Okay.
Because I'm going to move into contact with him afterwards and
Okay.
basically scare him.
Well, you need to roll damage and see if he's still around. Here we go. Oh, 8. They're not. You're not messing about when you throw a Shatang.
No, it's
So-
damage like D6 plus like something or other.
Yeah.
Plus 2, yeah.
So the
Crikey.
goblin, your Shatang passes through the goblin's body, and
Ah.
as it does, the goblin like flies backwards. But
I was
the
going to say, I
Shatang
imagine
is
it's like a bolt thrower.
yeah, it's absolutely. But the bolt, the Shatang is already out the body on the other side. But he's feeling the concussive force of it.
It was
And
a very surprised pro.
he flies backwards 5 feet and promptly dies.
Yeah, and I just finished my movement and get close to this guy
Okay.
right here. Just
Well,
to scare
make
him.
sure
I'm
you're
doing
in
the
a.
intimidating.
Oh, he's not in a square. Let's get him in a proper square. And
I don't need to
assume-
worry about those guys
assume
behind
you're
me
in-
anymore.
you're
I
in
think the
that
Garon
square.
phase just happened to them.
There you go. I'm now in a proper square.
Oh, you're in that square. Okay, cool.
You can hear them mooing.
Okay, cool.
I just go up behind him and go, "Hello, little goblin."
More cowbell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Right. So next it is Stone Hunter.
I'm finishing off that Capac.
Okay, so your first missile shot of this round. Here we go. Can he finish off the Capac?
I believe he can.
Oh,
I would say
absolutely.
Kind of depends on the
That's
damage.
fantastic.
but,
Yeah, let's roll that damage because it's just 1d8, isn't it?
Oh,
4. Oh, now viewers, look at this.
Oh, is it not quite dead?
he's got 1 hit point left, hasn't he? Yeah.
I'll just quickly run over there and kill it for you.
Throws a pebble.
yeah.
Just lobs it over the roof.
That would be amazing if Hisfix just went around finishing off all of Stone Hunter's kills.
You seem to be struggling again there,
Yeah.
Mr. L.
You haven't leveled up, and we're all level 12, and you're level 6. Right. So that was your. Did you want to do any movement?
Nope.
You know they are aware of your position.
They're
Okay.
welcome. Yeah, I may duck down a little bit behind cover, but I'm still planning on taking a second shot.
Okay.
So
You're
I guess
still
partial
you're still
cover.
yeah. You're still
Against-
there.
I
Yeah.
mean, if those guys over there are going to use ranged weapons, then only the sort of top
Yeah, you'd get
third
like
of my body is visible.
Yeah, you'd get a bonus to your armor class. Okay. Goust. Goust.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to move up next to Garon, and I'm going to shoot with my wand that one there.
I'm just going to shoot with my arrow that one there.
Are you doing that? Are you doing that, Goust?
Yes. Yeah.
I suppose it's the chaos of combat. You run in. He's fighting the goblin. He's fighting
It
those
is the
goblins,
sensible
and you're like,
thing to
"There's
do.
the bad
in all
guy. Take-"
fairness,
Yeah.
it's not about kill stealing. It's about it being the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I can see why old D&D parties got into the whole kill stealing argument.
Okay, right. So you level your wand of magic missiles and you shout the command word.
Expelliarmus.
Oi.
Feel the energy of my blast.
Okay.
It's
How many bolts
good.
are you going to use? 1 or 2?
I'll use 2.
Waste.
Yoink.
Look at his health bar.
Whoa, Max.
Whoa!
You
Okay.
vaporize
Well,
it.
you'd actually
Yeah.
do 10 points of damage. So, are you doing shots now, Ben?
So bad.
I need to go and get another drink in a second now. 2 magic missiles fly out of the wand and hit the Capac, blowing a large chunk of its back out. Exit wound. And it dies horribly. But
It saves me an arrow, to be fair, because if I killed it with an arrow, it would have been wasted.
You'd lose your arrow. As it dies,
Big pool of acid.
a big pool of acid appears. 10-foot pool of acid. Let me give this a tint. Yeah, there you go. There's a pool of acid there, hissing and bubbling, and the goblins there are like, like getting their bows ready. Well.
Oh, look, it's the Capac's go. Good shot, actually, Goust. You crack on, mate.
To be fair, I didn't even realise you were shooting at that one. I thought you were shooting at one of the guys the other end. So I would like
Put
to
your
say
glasses
that
on, Jim.
That's a really good point, actually.
It is absolutely perfect. Every time I'm this close to killing something fairly epic on my own, one of you leaps in and offs it for me.
We're just trying to help.
I know.
I can only apologise there, Ben. but
No,
I did
really
do more
don't.
damage
It is
than you did, so.
absolutely the right thing to do. No, you didn't.
There's actually supposed to be
Shot him
another...
twice. And I kill that wizard if it's the last thing I do. Right, we're in the tower. We don't need the wizard anymore.
Okay, so that wasn't the only Capac. Sorry, I trying to set this up earlier on and didn't set it all up properly. Merrin, you spot a creature step out from behind this tree where it seems to have been hiding, and move. Hang on, what's his movement? He's gliding. Glide 18.
Crikey.
Round to there. And you can see why these creatures are considered skirmishers and assassins, because the way it swoops and like jumps into the air, and its wings picking up the kind of thermals from the fires and the heat around, and it swoops around the corner. It can't like truly fly, but it can kind of do these kind of swooping maneuvers, and it gets round. It doesn't make an attack, but it gets round into. Oh no, it can actually make an attack. No, sorry, its action is it's going to lick its blade. So, Merrin, you're now sword out, aren't you? No, I can't hear you, Roger.
Quiet.
How about now?
Yes,
Yep.
perfect.
There we go. Yes, so I go up to 5.
Okay, go up to 5.
I'm guessing I've encountered the assassin-y ones before
Yes,
as well.
you have. Yeah, so the knowledge that Stone Hunter has, you have as well.
I'm going to be using my horns, so my one goes down to 6, by the way.
Anyone else changing their initiative for next turn?
It's shooty, shoot all the way.
Okay, cool.
No.
Right, so next it is Bozak. Now that there's all this kerfuffle going on, the Bozak, the two Bozaks,
Where they went.
are not very happy. They can hear fighting, and they can hear shenanigans going on.
That's the only reason we came here, to make them grumpy.
Actually, I just need to check
Shenanigans.
with what they're going to do that their initiative doesn't go up beyond Merrin's.
It's only shenanigans now, but in a minute we'll be going to hijinks.
Oh dear.
There'll be malarkey.
If things get really serious.
So one of them is going to be at the same time as Merrin, and the other one is going to be let me just check. What's that?
Just read a Sharadell's comment.
Probably just kill stealing by accident.
No, the weirdest dating sim ever, with everyone trying to prove to Stone Hunter how worthy they are of him.
Okay, so one of the Bozak's actually on 4, which is, let me get on the right thing. These guys can fly. Yeah. He is going to fly up onto this building. And he is going to cast Magic
I got another
Missile.
reroll. Sweet, I'll take that. Thank you, Norman.
He's going to cast Magic Missile at Merrin.
That's just rude.
And he casts spells as a level 4 wizard.
Ouch.
Which means... 2 Magic Missiles.
Where is he? Oh, there he is.
So this is 2d4 plus 2 points of damage on Merrin.
Ouch.
Ready?
Yeah.
7 points of damage. The Bozak flies its wings, and it lands on the rooftop. Ah, fools, you've come to the wrong area. We will take you down. You will die. Hit you in the chest, scorching your armor. You're like, ah! The first few hit points you take out of your hit points are generally sweat and tears and over dodging and overextending yourself. So you're like, moving out of the way, battering it off your shield, but you take 7 points. The other Bozak is gonna. That's pretty harsh. The other Bozak is gonna act at the same time as Merrin, because they're both casting spells. So Merrin, what are you doing? I'll do the Bozak as well.
This is a big old melee, isn't it?
It is. It's going to last. It's going to go into. It's going to go into episode 5 as well, by the looks of it. Although these things often have like a tipping point where there's lots going on, but all the goblins have got like 5 hit points, so you just go and they all die.
Yeah, that's the balanced way up. Take out the big targets or clear the field of spods.
It's 90 feet. 90 feet is how many squares? 18 squares. So if you get yeah, that's fine. And it's a 20-foot cube. Okay. Okay, so this guy is going to move to there. And he can see now all the way down through here to here. Yeah, because you guys are fighting in the open area where there's some light and everything. And he's going to cast a spell, but Merrin, you get to act at the same time. So what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to attack the goblins.
Okay, so since you're fighting 1 hit dice creatures or lower, you get 3 attacks this round, as long as you're attacking 1 hit dice creatures. And there are 3 of them in front of you, which is convenient.
Excellent.
But you'll get 1 attack now,
for you.
and then the following subsequent attacks.
I get a bonus to hit them, don't I? Because they charged.
Yeah, they don't get their dexterity bonus. So they are, let me just check their dexterity. Where are we? Goblins. Oh no, they don't have a dexterity. They're wearing armor and shields, so they don't have a dexterity bonus.
Oh my god. I'm going to use the reroll I got given earlier.
Oh my god. You just got given one as well by Beowulf Reborn. Oh my god! Last week you were like noodling them, and turning them into Swiss cheese. Now you're missing all over the place. You got another reroll if you want to use it.
Can I reroll again?
Yeah, why not? It's our own thing.
Sure,
it's from the fans. So.
Oh, sweet.
Oh my god.
That's a 4, a 2, and a 4.
Oh my god.
On the upside, you've now used up all your bad rolls.
Wow.
You say that.
It's roll 20, so you never know.
I think I'm about to get hit by another spell.
Okay.
Probability works.
So as
trying to
you're
think of
doing this, you're like
cube-based spells.
swinging at the guys.
I hope it's not blade barrier.
Suddenly around you, and in this space between you and actually, where can he actually see? He can see. Yeah, so around you and some of the goblins, a disgusting smell fills the air, and the dust and the ash around you swirls up into a stinking cloud all around you. So
Oh dear.
I'm gonna copy this.
Oh.
It's not that big.
Ooh, days.
It's not that big.
Okay.
It's 20-foot cube.
Oh, it's pretty hefty still.
I'm assuming that's 4 5-foot
That's,
squares.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is in fact that big.
No. Yeah.
No, it is
Yeah.
that big, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
It is that big. Ouch. Oh. Mind you, upside, you won't have to worry about those goblins.
He
Downside,
can't. The problem is he
I
can't.
won't probably be able to do anything.
So, what this means is, when a stinking cloud is cast, the wizard creates a billowing mass of nauseous vapors up to 30 yards away. So he's within range. Oh, by the way, as you look across at him, you notice that there are 2 goblins in the alleyway heading towards you. You see this, and any creature caught within the cloud must roll a successful saving throw versus poison, or be reeling and unable to attack because of nausea for 1d4 + 1 rounds after leaving the cloud. Those who make successful saving throws can leave the cloud without suffering any ill effects,
Oh my
although
days.
those remaining in the cloud must continue to save each round. These poisonous effects can be slowed or neutralized by appropriate magic. The cloud duration is halved in a moderate breeze and is dispersed in 1 round by a stronger breeze. So it lasts 1 round per level. So this is going to last 4 rounds. Ho ho ho! Is your save 13? That's a good saving throw. That's pretty good. So you passed your saving throw. So this fills the air, and you're like, but you're like, naha!
My God, it's like being in the bunk room.
And the goblins. Let me check what a level 1 fighter has as their saving throws. Where's me? Ah, there it is. Here we go. Dungeon Master's Guide. Here we go. Here we go. The saving throws. Aha, here we go. Warrior, North level. First level fighter. 14. So they need to roll a 14 or more on their saving throws. So we're going to go for red first. Nope.
That is less than 14.
For blue.
Also less than 14.
And for green.
Definitely less than 14.
So they are, all of those 3 are incapable of attacking because they are choking on the stinking cloud.
Oh, no, I can't.
Oh, Rog.
Now you can't attack.
It says, at least the NPC spellcasters screw over the melee warriors too. So this stinking cloud appears.
Out of the stinking cloud, though.
It doesn't block your vision. It's like a
Oh no,
smoke.
I know, but if they
you're
can't
like-
defend themselves, I can't attack them. I
No,
think.
absolutely.
It's a
But there
giant
are
stinky fart
Oh,
cloud, isn't it?
fuck's
yeah,
sake.
stinky fart cloud. So they will be able to not attack you for 3 rounds.
Pull back and off acid, boy, Rog.
Well, I will do because it's the only thing I'll be able to attack.
And that stinking
Okay,
cloud
but
can
you
then
can't
sit
move
behind
now.
you.
So you had your movement in your.
No, I
combat.
haven't moved at all, but
Oh yeah, this is
I-
all happening at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will allow you to move now, but then no more further on, because you had. Yeah, this was all kind of simultaneous. Okay, so you're swinging and missing, and the stinking cloud rises around you, and you're like, like back up to get out of the way. Okay,
Gas, quick, boys.
Geron.
So Geron, who hasn't had time to draw his sword, sees this thing glide over his head.
Yep.
And thinking, little goblin in front of him, he's not that scary. Turns around and sees this big sort of thing, and he goes, "Dear God, you are so ugly!" Throws his headset off his head.
Is that a headbutt or is that a sword?
It's his
Or is it a
horns.
headbutt?
Oh, horns. Excellent. It's
Yeah.
going to headbutt. Okay.
He's going to headbutt.
Okay. Let's have a headbutt. First headbutt from Geron. Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he gives him the right old jolly water there. Gives him a good old bang on the. Yes.
And your mama
2d4
saw.
plus strength.
Yeah!
8 points of damage. Nice.
that.
So yeah,
Excellent.
Geron just like bang, and just nuts this thing square in his face.
And it's
I
like
love the idea. These are big, scary barbarian dudes. And the party cow just goes.
yeah, it like swooped in like all stealthy and licked its blade in a menacing way, and you just grabbed it and went bosh. And it looks completely confused.
Don't fuck me, Glasgow pal.
Okay. You can't move because otherwise. Oh, you can move if you want to, but you prompt an attack of opportunity.
No, I'm kind of boxed in at the moment, so I'm
Okay.
quite happy headbutting things.
Okay, right. Okay, cool. Therefore, it's his fix's go.
Oh, hello. Can I see the Bozak on the roof?
He's
I
on the
aware
other.
of it?
Sorry, it's deceptive there. He's on the other side of
He's
the
on the other side.
peak.
Okay.
He's like
I will
looking
carry
over
on
like
trying to-
Stone Hunter is.
Pick locks.
You
then.
can hear the goblins in the alleyway behind you though, because they're
Yeah,
like
they're
running.
It's dark.
Yeah, whatever.
They can't see me. It's fine. I'm going to keep working on these locks. I'm going to give it one more go, and then I'm going to set fire to the command tent.
Okay, cool. I like it.
Was it plus 20?
Yeah,
It's dark.
yeah,
I'm loving the way your plan B is set fire to the
yeah. Yeah, it's great.
Dark.
Fantastic.
I'd like to rescue one of them. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yay!
Hey, cool. So you you pick the locks on this prisoner. Thank you.
Presumably the one who's
Thank
been
you.
going, save me, save me.
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
than
yeah,
the
yeah. I mean,
different
they're
one.
now all kind of shuffling in your direction. It's not their go yet, but when it's their go, they're all going to be like coming towards you, like, what's going on in this dark alleyway? It's setting us free. He's setting us free. The one that you've just unlocked says.
They're all going to turn to the worship of Tikissis, though, because the darkness will save us.
No, blessed be Lady Shinari.
Yes,
Remember her
absolutely.
teachings.
Do you want
The
to move
gold
at
must
all?
flow.
And suddenly the
I don't-
darkness is gone,
Better not be.
like
Um,
Batman.
No.
No?
I've got at least another half now.
Yep.
If there's one near me, then no, I'll carry on freeing them.
Okay, cool. There is another one within range.
Fair enough.
Beowulf Reborn's put 200 XP banked. Who's next?
I am not farming
Brilliant.
these prisoners in any. Yeah, basically,
yeah. Okay, so next we're going to have some goblins. Now, the sword wielding goblins here are going to run through. No, they're going to step back. Actually, they're going to step back out of the gas into the safety of the crater, which is kind of like a covering, like the lip of a rooftop.
They bent double like old beggars under sacks.
They're just coughing their guts up and puking, so they're incapable of.
Come on, it's National Poetry Day, people. We're talking war poetry here. Dulce
Sorry.
et decorum est, pro patria mori.
Mori. Yep.
It's
Yep.
not, is it? Oh,
It is.
for fuck's sake.
You've got to get all poetic now, Aldoon. Come on, the next round. Prep for your next round.
You've only got
Right.
11 minutes of Poetry Day.
Oh
Right.
dear. Oh, is it 11 to midnight? Okay, sorry
Oh,
guys.
first
We'll
Thursday
round
of
up
October.
soon. Has anyone got a pressing sleep that they need? No. We're all
No.
good to keep going.
Sleep is for the weak.
Okay, excellent. Well said, Geron.
Turns
Okay,
out
cool.
I can't do it anyway.
Let's keep. Yeah. Okay, so seeing that stinking cloud there, these other goblins are moving around the other side of the building, this way,
Ooh, cheeky.
because they know there's someone on the rooftop shooting arrows. These other goblins up here with bows will be 2 initiative points later, so they'll actually act on a 10 with Goust. Yeah, that's all we're gonna do. Oh no, sorry, goblins here. Okay, so this goblin is gonna come around the corner and go, what? And this goblin is gonna move to here.
We might not be great in a fight, but at least we can confuse the bad guys.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely,
good at that.
absolutely. So next round is the prisoners. They all shuffle as much as they can in towards his fix, creating a human shield for the gnome, and actually making it hard for you to get past them. To be honest, they're all kind of shuffling into the darkness. Help! Please, help us out! Please!
One of us.
Not Beowulf
one
Reborns,
of
but yes,
us.
going into overtime. Australia approves. So we've got Australia, Chile, the US. We've got parts of Europe. We've got a very international audience tonight. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Right, so the prisoners are flocking towards the darkness, or Shinare, or
Flocking
his fix, or
prisoners.
whatever.
Off towards the darkness.
Indeed. So next we have Stone Hunter with the first shot of the round.
Dum dum
Who are you gonna
dum.
shoot?
It's a big pool of acid over there.
Decisions. I'm going to shoot one of the goblins that's thinking about shooting me,
Okay.
because then he won't be able to.
He might have an arrow through his neck.
Can you make sure that the goblin is in my line of sight as well?
Do that.
Oh, I'm going to
I'm
need your
at
experience
class
points for that
8.
comment. Oh my God,
What
that's
ridiculous
rubbish.
nonsense is that?
That's rubbish.
Now,
Absolutely
as
rubbish.
luck would have it, I do have another reroll.
Oh, the Netherlands are here as well. Cool, thank you.
Yay.
You have another reroll.
I do. I have one last remaining reroll, which I'm going to use because, for crying out loud, I do not miss goblins. See?
Hey, there we go. That's your last reroll, though, isn't it?
It is.
I might have to
Better
get
not miss
another
from here on
alcoholic
out.
beverage if we're going to go on for a bit longer, and pop to the loo.
Oh,
Sake.
Oh,
Big Gillet.
3 points of that's the lowest you could roll.
that
Which
is
one did
also-
you do? The far one or the near one?
This
Out.
chap here.
Is that not? Is that? Yeah, I was gonna say, is that not prime target for Gauss now?
Yeah, I think so.
Which one did he shoot?
The
This
one whose
one.
health bar's just gone down. Yeah. Okay, this is brilliant. This is so good.
It's
Okay,
basically
right.
like Stonehunter's arrows are
Norman
trace
Smith's
around
got to
for
go to
Gauss.
work. Okay. Right. You're doing this the wrong way round, guys. The casters have to loosen them up for the fighters.
We're trying.
Okay, so next we have
Oh, look, it's Goust.
Goust, but those 2 goblins now get to shoot at Stone Hunter. Now, because you're a bit obscured, that means that they get a penalty, doesn't it? I think it's 2.
And what range are they firing at? Short or long?
It's short range. It's a bow. They're
So it's
bow
minus-
range.
Well, my
is
armor class
ridiculous.
is 3, so
So they need to hit an armor class of 1.
they need to hit armor class 1.
So they need a 19 or a 20. Right, here we go. Let's do. Oh, sorry. Right, hang on. Here we go. I made my little macro. I'm gonna have to share my macros with the viewers, just if they do AD&D. So Thaco 20. Here we go. Oh! Armor class of 18. I think that's a statue.
It's a building.
Yeah, and then this guy, the other one, is going to shoot as well. Now they've got short bows, so I think they get an extra short bows 2 every one as well, so they'll get to have another shot in the missile. In the unless they're dead. Now I've got a reroll, haven't I?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
This is not worth a reroll though. Goblins firing arrows at a slightly hidden stone hunter. I was like, no. Like last week when you were like, oh, the guy's attacking Merrin. I missed, and you're like, maybe you could use your reroll. I was like, yes, good idea. Oh, hang on. Okay, so Goust, what are you doing? As you see them, you see these vile goblins firing arrows up at the rooftop. There is a Capac in close combat with you, however. It's in physical combat with you. And
So-
Geron is there.
Yeah, so-
and Merrin.
And he's just headbutting.
As Ben said, this is National Poetry Day.
Okay.
Yeah. So as Stone Hunter has not killed for a while, I'll shoot the Capac with my magic missile.
Hey! Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Does your magic
He's been
missile
working
blast
on
it
that for the
backwards?
last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Not 3 minutes since you mentioned it, so it's at least 5 minutes.
15
I couldn't think of anything that rhymed with wand.
Pond?
Pond.
Pond.
Oh, 6.
Blonde.
8 damage.
Blonde.
Blonde, yeah.
That would have been good.
Okay, so your
Grand.
so
The name of the battering ram from Lord of the Rings.
you basically like shotgun point blank, and there's barely any time for the magic missiles to fling out of the end of the wand before they bury into the Capac's body, tearing it asunder, and its body dissolves rapidly into a pool of acid, pooling around the feet of all 3 of you.
Not again!
From
Can I jump
From
backwards?
8 points of damage, that was enough to kill a Capac.
It had already been headbutted by a
Oh,
cat.
of course it had. Yeah.
16 points of damage in total.
Yeah.
So he's gone.
So,
Oh, well.
Gauss has killed 2 Capacs tonight.
Yeah.
What a
So
beast.
Goust,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Shame we don't get
you,
XP for it.
you all take damage.
Outrageous.
I don't.
No, you all take 1d8 points of damage.
Oh, this could actually kill me nearly.
Sizzle. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle.
2 points of damage. You all take 2 points of
Oh.
acid damage.
Okay. Could ruin your shoes as well.
And your shoes
Dan's going to get
are
flashbacks.
ruined. Your shoes.
I don't wear shoes.
No, well, okay. Your
Hooves.
Hooves.
are scarred, but Goust and Merrin, your boots are damaged. It says all items exposed to the acid are rendered useless,
Oh, wow.
My
I'm wearing
feet!
Crocs.
and that's gonna. You're wearing. That's so good. That's absolutely Goust,
Goust,
isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
he's like wearing his
Yeah.
dressing gown and a.
Flexible
Crocs.
and very, very comfortable. Mm.
Okay, so but you're all standing in a pool of acid now.
But acid plus metal gives you salt plus hydrogen, Rog. Your legs are now flammable.
They move out of the acid, Pete.
In your
So,
next,
yeah, you can
you
move.
can because it's your go,
Yeah.
so you can do that and move.
Yeah, I'll move out of it.
Where are you going to move?
Just there.
That's moving through it.
Ah,
No, you can do that.
splash
That's
through
fine.
it, is
That's
that
fine.
right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Jauntily.
Splashing in muddy puddles. Okay, so next round.
Extra goes.
Oh yeah, extra goes. Right, so Stone Hunter gets a shot and the 2 goblins get a shot.
Do I get 2
And
shots
Merrin-
though
Merrin
because
gets
they
a
are
stab, doesn't
1-hit
he?
dice beasties?
Merrin gets a stab if he attacks that goblin.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll get 2 shots, won't you? Because they're
Yeah.
1-hit dice beasties.
Because
Yep.
they're 1-hit dice beasties.
Absolutely.
Right,
But
finish
Merrin's
it.
before me, so Rog, if you want to kill your one first.
Sharadale's put acid plus metal equals what? Can I get that again? Asking for a friend.
Salt plus hydrogen.
Yeah. Ben is a teacher.
And has been teaching that this week.
Oh, right, cool. Right, so Merrin, you've hit an armor class of 0. That is good enough to hit that goblin. Funnily enough.
It's dead.
Oh, it's dead.
Well, he ain't climbing up the wall anymore, is he?
That is a dead goblin.
Throw him in the acid, use him to neutralise it.
You are, however, still standing in a pool of acid.
Goblins are
Yeah, but it's not my
alkaline.
turn,
I know,
so
I
I can't
know,
move.
I know. I'm just saying. Right, alkaline. Yeah, they're
Bones
very
up.
soapy. Stone Hunter.
Right, I'm going to try and off those 2 goblins because they're pissing me off.
Okay,
Now.
I assume you're going to shoot the one you shot at
Yeah.
first.
Shooting the injured one first, which
Okay.
is probably going to be the one I do the most damage to.
And then the other one you don't kill it.
It's the story of my life.
Yeah.
So, armor class 0
That's a hit.
and 6 points of damage.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Boom. Ugh, as he was just knocking another arrow,
Yeah, and
your
his
arrow
little
comes
friend
down, hits him in the face. And your little friend, that's a hit. Here we go. How much damage does he roll?
2. Come on.
4.
Max damage. Max damage.
Oh,
Oh!
Wow, that is max damage. That's 2 dead
Boom.
goblins. Boom, boom, boom. The arrows streak out from the rooftop, taking out the goblins. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, so hovering over reroll box. Oh, right. Okay, this is to make up for all those kill steals. Okay. Yeah, it is. I think he's got that. Like Ben's now like whenever we get to a combat environment, I'm just jumping straight into combat before anyone else gets there, so I can kill things before everybody else. Okay, so next it's the Bozaks. So they have a 3, but they are both going to use spells. This one is going to move over here and going to cast a magic missile at Garon,
It's not very nice.
who he can see. So he's
Oh,
level 4.
My cow friend.
So here we go. Magic missile, you hit, and 2 darker, evil-looking orbs of energy fly towards you. Very similar to what Gauss does, but in a more evil-looking way. And you take 4 points of damage. And the Bozak on the rooftop is going to cast magic missile at Stone Hunter. Okay. And again. Oh!
Stonehunter, is that you?
I think that's what we call min-maxing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is min and then max, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're right, Ben. You're right.
Spots!
Lie down.
Are you okay?
Unfortunately, I can't touch you. You're on a roof.
Yeah.
You might fall
Okay,
off, sure.
would
If I
anyone mind
fall
if I
off or slide
quickly
down the
pop
roof, I'm going to end up in the acid.
If I quickly pop for a
Yeah.
nature break, can people go on for a bit longer?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. So don't go anywhere, everyone. I just need to pop in. Sorry, I am running this from a shed and it's quite cold. So I need to just pop inside for a minute. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. And we will be back for part 3 of episode 4 of Dragons on an Ashen Breeze. See you in a minute. Hello, we're back. Sorry about that. Just refreshments and nature calls, and we are back into the action. So we are in the midst of battle around the command point for the Goblin forces. Right,
I'm loving that reroll for Garon that he just got there.
Let's have a look. For the UK
Roses are red, violets are blue. Capac, pow, it's the Garon phase, moo.
Beowulf Reborn, thank you so much. That is amazing. That
Quality.
awesome.
that is amazing. So cool. Oh, I wish I could gift you like points or a subscription or something. Let's have a look.
I'm sorry, let me read that for you properly in an epic poetry style. Roses are red, violets are blue. Capac, kapow, it's Garon phase, moo.
Cool. Okay,
We don't
right.
need no critical roll. We got me and my epic poetry.
Absolutely. We've
Crack
got
on,
Arnold
fam.
Schwarzenegger, West Country Bumpkin, and everything else in between. So it's cool. Right, so the Bozak's just unleashed magic missiles on you, which, Stone Hunter, you're in a pretty bad way right now. So next it's Merrin. And Merrin, you can't see the Bozak, either of them, but you saw the magic missiles streak down towards Geron from up in that direction.
Okay.
Fanning the pool of acid.
Yeah, it's kind of a pool of acid in between there, and
You can move
so I
out
tend
of
to
it
kinda
in
go
any
the other
direction
way.
you want to. Don't run back into the stinking cloud.
No.
No, I was going to kind of run back because I know there are enemies the other side of the stinking cloud. So 1, 3, 4, Kapla, and hit that guy.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay, here we go. Merrin with his magical singing sword.
It
It's going to
doesn't
hit arm
sing.
class 14. It does as it
You're not
12.
far off 12.
Tonight it's a flapping sword, isn't it? It's more of a
It's
rubber.
not my night
rubber
tonight.
It's a LARP.
tonight,
with
Matthew, I
Larry
will
on.
mostly be a
Yeah.
plank of wood.
A Sharadale, thank you for
Oh.
the bits.
It's just going so bad.
Oh,
Thank you for cheering. Oh man. Okay,
As
so
a-
you missed.
You are not having a good night tonight, are you?
No,
Roach?
no, I'm not.
Okay, right. So that's your go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, Geron. This Bozak Draconian has just appeared and
Yeah.
summoned magical forces against you.
And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do my prayer. My level 2 prayer that stops magic. So I'm going to run up to him and I'm going to go, "You shall not cast!" And I'm going to activate my prayer, which gives me a 15-foot radius of no magic.
Silence. 15-foot
Silence.
radius.
Yeah.
Around on him.
Well,
Yeah,
bollocks. I was
yeah.
kind of relying on you healing me, but
He hasn't got any heals left.
I'm
Oh,
going to
well,
heal
that's
it. I
fine
used
then.
them both
Don't
for the
worry
last
about it.
episode.
Yeah. Silence.
That Stone
15-foot
Hunter,
radius.
he's never happy, is he?
I'll just lay
just
here on
saved
this
him.
roof and cry.
that'll help. You'll be fine.
Spells cannot be cast, and no noise. The spell can be cast into the air or upon an object, but the effect is stationary unless cast on a mobile object or creature. I assume you're casting it on the Bozak.
Yes.
He gets a save if you do that.
Oh, why
Oh.
don't you cast it like...
You could cast it on
Can
your
it cast it on me while I'm
Yeah.
standing next to him, and then it'd be like a bubble
Yes,
from
you
me
could
then?
do. Yes, you
Yeah,
could do.
I'll do that then. So
Okay.
I'll run up to him and I go, "You shall not cast!"
Don't cast it on you. Cast it on like a shatang or something. So if you need to, you could throw it away.
Okay, I cast
a
it on my
ve-
one
that's a-
remaining shatang on
that
my
is-
backpack.
That is a really good idea, actually.
So there you go.
Okay,
I've
so-
shouted that at him whilst casting it onto my shatang. In fact, I've held the shatang and banged it in the ground.
Okay, so that I'm going to give to you. That's under your control. That zone of silence. So when you move,
Ooh,
you
how
need to
exciting.
attack, move it with you. Okay.
Yes.
Not his fix that one.
Hello, silence,
Go on.
my old friend.
Okay, so you run up to him, and he is engulfed in this, and there's this eerie silence around you all. And as this happens, he looks at you like, it goes to roar, but nothing comes out, and he's like,
Get on like gently. He's like, just laughing to
he
himself.
goes before you next. Right, so it is next. It is
So our little West Country
his
friend.
fix.
Hello. So I've got a bunch of zombies going to eat the brain. Sorry, prisoners who want to be set free,
Mhm.
and a goblin peering down a dark alleyway.
Yes.
A really dark alleyway.
Really, really dark alleyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn to the prisoners.
Mhm.
Can I speak as a kind of free action? Can we do
Yes, you can.
that? As long as it's brief.
Yes.
Okay. Be very, very
It's a minute.
quiet. There's a goblin Oh wow! I could just do a whole monologue. I'm not going to be very quiet. There's a goblin coming. I'm going to deal with it, and then I'm going to throw knives at it.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Cause
Be very quiet. We're hunting wabbits.
we're hunting goblins.
Hunting goblins. Okay.
So that's my plan.
Go for it. I think goblins have infravision, don't they? They do. Pretty sure they do.
Do they? Crap.
I need to play a Richard O'Brien character in something.
Okay.
How are we doing with your
that?
throwing dagger?
I'm pushing buttons on input values and miscellaneous bonuses. So there's no. He can see me, so I don't get any kind of advantage. Is that right?
No, he can't see you because he's outside using normal vision. So you get a plus. This is a. I would consider this off surprised. So +1.
Okay. Is that a +1 or a -1?
It's a +1 when you put it in combat because it adds it to your roll and compares it to your THAC0.
Okay. Right.
Because you're rolling high in combat, so it's a +1.
Wow!
You
I
rolled.
have a reroll.
You
I'd
rolled
like
a
to
1.
reroll now.
Oh my god.
I
Okay.
would definitely like.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Cause
Absolutely terrible.
no. That's as bad as it gets. So don't want to look. Roll 20 hates.
Oh,
Well, it's better, but
it's
still
not
terrible.
good enough, unfortunately.
Okay.
So your dagger flies
I've got a
out of
second
the.
one. When it comes back round.
Yeah. Dagger flies out of the darkness, and doesn't hit anything. So now it is the goblin's turn. So this goblin is gonna move up next to you, Merrin, and the two of them are going to. That one is actually charging you, and oh no, he can't charge you because he didn't see you at the beginning of the round. So they're just both going to attack you.
Oh.
So everything okay? You want rap? What's going on? Don't send them to other videos. Oh God. Right.
Don't click on that. Whatever you do, don't click on that.
That's a miss. And the next one. Oh, close, but no cigar. So those two goblins are ineffectual. The goblin outside your darkness is going to move inside next to you, his fix, to attack you in close combat, switching to infravision. So he's okay. And what's your armor class?
6. Ow.
He hits you.
He does, yes.
With his short sword, and he does 4 points of damage. And he's like, die! Sneaking around in the darkness here, what are you doing?
Goblins do.
Dying. That's what I'm doing. I'm dying.
And
Hypocrite.
then this other goblin, having seen the Minotaur charge past, is going to move up behind the Minotaur there to attack Geron.
Outrageous.
In a rear attack.
So that means you have +2, my
I
good
do.
man.
So I'm going to modify my THAC0 down to 18 for this roll.
Outrageous. Still miss.
As he runs in, he's going, "Ah!" Gets very confused by the sudden silence as he screaming his horribly scary battle cry. And then those three are coughing their guts up in there. And a couple of other things I need to do.
I'll put the other 12 draconians in.
That's yeah.
Oh god.
And 50 goblins. We're playing. It's a 24-hour session. Did I not mention this is a charity 24-hour special?
That would be epic, but
That would be
no.
it. Yeah. But no.
Good.
I need to be prepared mentally
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
snack-wise.
Good shout. Good shout. I like the way that was. Okay, so next is the prisoners. They're not really doing anything. They're hoping to be freed, and now they can hear that there's the fighting going on. They are scared. Let's move, like even more so. Like, "Oh!" So we move on to Stone Hunter.
I am going to execute the Geron Goblin.
You're firing into melee combat.
Surely you were going to shoot at the Bozak that just like blew a massive chunk out of your face.
I do want to shoot at the Bozak that blew a massive chunk out of my face, but you've got him.
No, there's another
No,
Bozak
no,
standing
the
on the
Bozak
roof.
shot you
Tom,
on
He's
the roof.
referring to this one.
Yes,
That's
that chap. Yes, good point. Well made.
that's
Actually.
shooting at you.
Yes, that wanker shot me. He can have some.
That wanker shot me. Okay, you're going to shoot him then.
Yes, I'm going to shoot him instead of the one that I was going to do.
Okay, go for it. Oh, that is a hit. Just
Come on,
because
big
his
boy.
armor class is improved by 2 because of his cover. So his armor class is 0. 7
Oof,
points of
nice.
damage. A fine hit. The arrow pierces armor and flesh, and he's kind of standing there with his. He's got very similar to Goust kind of magic stance.
I don't like the way that he's still standing though. So at that point, I'm going to move off the roof to here. So that the
he
building
can't
is
see you.
between me and him and he can't see me because I do not want to be hit again.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Unless you want a Kender.
Didn't someone have a potion?
Someone did. You're quite right. Someone had forgotten about that. Damn it, someone pay attention.
Someone started with a. We all had a few magic. There was a smattering of magic items. Someone had a healing potion.
Can I use that in this
No.
action, or do I need to
No.
save that for
No,
another
because
thing?
you're doing shooting and stuff.
Ah,
Yeah.
I just realised I get a special ability of +1 to hit evil opponents.
Oh.
You've got to remember all these things.
I'm going to
Okay.
remember that from now on.
Goust, it is now your
Yes.
turn.
Oof. Right. Who did Stone Hunter shoot? No, it's not.
Well, if you climb up on the roof, you'll be able to see him.
Yeah, go
That'd
on,
be
climb
brilliant.
up
It
on
just
the roof.
What are you up to, Goust?
Oof.
Goust!
Let's have a quick look.
Alt Hazard Games, one of our new viewers, is almost at a reroll. Awesome.
That's pretty hardcore.
770.
I am going to go just behind. Can you tell me?
Just do one on each. Just do one on each.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll shoot both from one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
It's very
first
roll
one,
4 for both.
So 1d4 plus 1.
5,
5 points of damage on the first one. Hang on.
4 points damage.
You blow his head off. The first one, you like, his head explodes
Oh,
with a magic
why
missile.
am I here?
And the next one is
Do a reroll. Do a reroll.
you can't re-roll damage.
Damage.
You and
can
me
only roll
both, mate. We're
20
just here to soften up the monsters
Yeah.
for the spellcasters.
And the second one, it's seriously hurt. Once again, Goust kill stealing. It's all good though, because you've got to take out these people. Adam Dewane
teamwork.
1
Oh.
has just followed us. Thank you very much, and welcome to the show.
And that, Merrin, you get to hit that other very weak one now.
I would have got to hit the other one.
Well,
Okay.
you sure about that?
I would
You
have
sure?
tried.
So
I would
we're
have
going to
missed
go.
because of my rolling.
If I'm not being funny, but I wouldn't have been able to kill steal that kill if you'd done your job properly.
Actually, that was the one that ran past me. So. How much XP do I
Burn.
get for killing Gauss?
He's
Hey,
a
take
third
a
level
number.
creature. yeah. Form an orderly queue behind the
That
gun
That
sight.
qualifies as kill stealing if you off Joust. He's mine.
Race you to it.
Okay.
Merrin, you got your extra
Right.
attack.
Next. Oh yeah. We got Merrin's attack and Shadow Stonehunter's other
I've got
arrow.
attack.
I still think you should fire
my
into that
knife.
melee.
I'm gonna.
So Merrin, do your attack on that goblin.
Oh,
And I do get another attack, because I do get 3 against these level 1s.
oh,
Yes, you
no.
Let's see if I could actually land a blow on him. Oh,
I don't think
Oh.
you rolled lower
Oh.
than AC 10 tonight.
this is all 3s and 2s.
I'll be honest with you, Roger. Statistically speaking, you are performing some kind of magic
Yeah,
here
yeah.
because it's not
Just
possible to
crap
roll
magic.
this
Oh my
badly.
god.
Yeah. Okay, that's fantastic.
Oh,
Thanks.
Jesus
Thank you. Right, Stonehunter, what are you doing? You're going to fire into that melee.
I'm going to
Okay,
fire into that melee.
So, the goblin is small, and the other two are the same size. So what you need to do is roll a d5, and on a 1 you hit the goblin, a 2 or a 3 you hit Geron, on a 4 or a 5 you hit the Bozak.
Right.
Firing into melee.
Yes.
You hit the goblin. I
Hey!
love the fact that in Roll20 you can roll any size of die. So
Yeah.
you could roll a D163.
And any
if you
number
wanted.
of them as well. You can roll
Yes.
16 die 163s.
Yeah. Okay, right. So make
you
an
haven't
attack
actually hit
roll
it yet.
on that goblin.
Two.
The fighters are not having a great time of it right now. Okay, so you miss the arrow flies between all of them, and you hear a shh, shh as it goes between the whole group and through that zone of silence. Right, so back round to the beginning, and we got the Bozaks.
But this mental image of like this slow motion arrow kind of going past Geron as he
Oh,
watches
sorry,
it fly by.
his fix is
Do
dagger.
I get?
His fix is dagger.
Yes. Do I get to huck the dagger?
Yes, you do.
Just because I have a goblin in my face and I'm
Yes.
probably going to be dead shortly. Yes. Thanks.
yeah, I might be dead.
Oh, it's a goblin. I get bonuses for goblins.
You do.
Shit.
Sorry, I
Plus
forgot.
one,
as well.
isn't it?
Bloody idiot. Yes, it is. So he's on his improvision now, isn't he? So I don't get that
Mhm.
bonus I got before. Oh, fucking hell. It's exactly the same roll as before.
Okay, right. Okay, you miss.
Wang!
Right.
Missed. All that.
Da-da-da-da-da. So, let me check this spell.
Beowulf understands me.
It doesn't affect
Whatever
the
causes the
aerodynamics.
magical
Yeah,
silence
he
affects the
can't-
aerodynamics of
Yeah,
arrows.
clearly. So it put it off.
Sorry.
So I'm just checking something quickly.
Well, at least I'm not holding daggers anymore. Now I can get my mace out.
There's a lot of these bad guys. It's no wonder they're going to call us the heroes of Kalaman.
Yeah,
Single-handedly
absolutely.
taking down the Dragon Army.
Well,
Yeah.
they might, but the reason there's so many is I've just actually gone through it. My rolls have been 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 4.
Yeah.
Even my initiative roll was a 1.
That's good.
I've only actually rolled above 5 once.
Wow.
No, that's got a verbal component, so I can't cast that spell. He's gonna.
If it's any consolation, I've only got 2 hit points left.
That Bozak is actually going to go on initiative 10 with you, Geron, with
Cool.
Gauss. Sorry, because he's pulled his battle axe out and he's gonna hit you. So Merrin, it's your go. Oh no, sorry, the other Bozak. What's he gonna do?
Life choices.
Life choices. He's going to fly down to about there.
Oh dear.
There's a
I know.
horrifying thought. If his fix calls for aid, Geron can't hear him.
I know. I thought of that earlier.
Don't worry, my little
Gondor
friend.
calls for aid.
And he's going to draw his battle
And
axe
Geron will
ready,
answer.
readying
Just like the
for-
beacons.
Actually, no, he's going
I
to fly
need some
down.
sort of horn.
He's actually flying down into hand-to-hand combat with Stone Hunter
Sweet Gorkamorka.
and pulling his battle axe out.
I'm playing a Kender Bard next week.
You never know. Someone might kill Steel behind you and help you out. Help you out for once. Okay, right. So now it's Merrin.
Right, let's see if I can roll above a 4. Believe.
It's been a great night for your rolls.
Oh, finally.
Oh, yes, well done.
Israel rolls 1 for damage.
It's dead.
I did roll a 1 for
Yeah.
damage.
Roll a
It's
1 for
still
damage.
enough.
But we've established last week that even if you roll a 1 for damage with goblins,
You're still
you
dead.
murderize them.
And then I'm going to go 1
You can move into close combat with those other ones if you want.
there.
So you will be able to have 2 more attacks at the end of the round. Get on.
I'm gonna step sideways on, so I've got the bad guys on either side, and I'm gonna nut the goblin.
Oh, okay. Right, okay, cool.
So Garon's like, "You tried to stab me in the back, filthy goblin," and then goes, Yeah,
Actually, you can't say anything. You just mime at it.
yeah, I mime it. In his mind, that's what he said. I mean, to the goblin, it just looked like this. Yes.
Oh, that's a hit. Yeah. You would have hit the Bozak with that.
Ah, now.
But you wouldn't have been able to explode its face like you will with a goblin.
No, it would.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I think explode the face is definitely a thing there.
oh yes, that is one definitely dead goblin. You headbutt him so hard that you're pummeling down into the ground, the loose soil, the acid around him, and his neck shatters and his body kind of crumples into the acid, melting away beside you. And the Bozak looks slightly intimidated by this action that you've just
And
done.
as Garon comes back up, he's like,
I love the fact that it's all utterly silent.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
"It's a bit eerie."
Placards to hold up.
Yeah, like the old Looney Tunes.
You are next.
All that's left is a faint goblin smear on your forehead. Okay, next it's his fix. I think it's
Ooh.
Mace of Shannara time,
It
isn't it?
is Mace of
Don't worry,
Shannara.
Garon. They're exfoliating.
He's just rubbing it in, you know. It's like a mud mask.
Adam Duane 1. He is Arnold Schwarzenegger. That is, he said you sounded
is
like Arnold
correct.
Schwarzenegger for a moment when voicing your character. Welcome to the stream. That's what he's going for. Absolutely.
That means I've nailed it.
Yay.
Okay, right. His fix.
I'm not looking. Oh.
You hit him.
Oh, thank God. for that.
Yay!
Right, have a minimum damage.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
I only get +1 to hit on.
No,
goblins.
damn it. The magic is +1 to damage as well.
Yes, but my +1 to hit, which is
Oh,
the
okay.
raising
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah, sure.
is
Gotcha.
only
Sorry.
for hitting, not for
Mhm.
damaging.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying that.
What's he gonna roll?
Yay!
Yay! That's a dead goblin. You cave
Just
his
that.
skull in, bursting one of his eyeballs.
Right, who's next? I'll go back to lockpicking now.
No one knows it's
Oh,
dark where you are.
Stone. Sorry. Not Doane, it's Stone. Sorry. Okay. It's hard to tell with Twitter handles how to pronounce the words. So thank you for enlightening us. That's great. Okay, so his fix, well done. You murderize the goblin.
Oh, you
He
did.
collapses to the floor, which is handy because it was just about to be his turn. So goblins.
Those ones are all coughing up and vomiting still, aren't they?
Merrin, you're vaguely aware of some goblins.
More goblins. Oh, more goblins.
Down here.
They're having a laugh.
Get far to this hut.
And they run away.
Sensible goblins.
They run towards the temple of Mishakal.
Oh.
Unfortunately, sensible goblins.
What was that about not letting any of them get away?
Don't let no one survives. Okay, right. So next, it's the prisoners. They are still sort of cowering in the
Heroically doing nothing.
in the darkness because they're safe there and nothing's hitting them and they can't see anything. So they're just like, don't want to know.
Feel safe. Anyway.
Yeah. Stone Hunter.
That's why I do it.
I'm
Bow
going to
down,
try and
weapons
shoot.
out.
No, I'm going to try and shoot this chap because I don't. Have I got time to? I haven't got time to draw an attack more than once in this round.
I'm
Have I?
happy for you to draw an attack.
Okay, in that case, that's what I'll do. I'll drop bow
The bow's
and
on the
sword
floor,
this guy in the face.
Yep.
All neck, torso, somewhere swordable.
I went
Swording.
really well last time.
Yeah.
Come on.
Kapow!
That's a hit. That is a fine hit.
Very nice.
Sadly, he's only medium.
Absolutely. 4 points of damage. Okay, so you're starting to cut into him. Blood is creeping out of wounds from between the chinks of his armor.
I've got my second attack in a second, so it's
Yes,
not
you
all
do.
over
Don't
yet.
worry,
But Goust will
to
kill
finish
steal
out,
it from me. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
finish it
fine.
off.
So next it's Goust, and if you remember, the other Bozak was going to attack Geron with his battle axe on 10. I just hadn't, because I've got a combined. So I'm going to roll for the. Sorry, I need to scroll up so everyone can see where you are. So Geron's over there, and the Bozak is there, and his Thaco is 17. So let's roll. Oh, I clicked on him and clicked off him. So roll Thaco 17. Here we go, Geron.
Yeah, hits me.
That's a hit. What's his strength? No, he's not got a bonus. How many hit points you got?
I've still got like 14 left,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, 14 left.
I
I don't have a lot left now, though.
He's screaming something at you, but you can't hear the words. He's like, Goust, you're going.
Yes.
You can see like Merrin's run around a corner, but you can hear the fighting with Stone Hunter. And you look over, and like blood is slick down his down his side. He's got like holes in his body that look like the burns from magic missiles. He looks pretty worse for wear.
People remember these things blow up when you kill them.
Okay, I shall shoot the creature that's next to him.
Oh yeah. Oh dear. See you, Stone Hunter.
2 shots. Only 6 points damage.
Okay. Right. So then we get to the end of the round, at which point we have Stone Hunter's second attack.
Yep.
And my 2 more attacks.
And
Now I do know that they
don't.
explode if they die.
So what we're going to do is we're going to allow you to make a dexterity, like the bars one with the sword in the stone.
Yeah.
We're going to let you make a dexterity check at -3. If you kill it,
I only hit AC 4.
that's a miss. That is a miss.
Wishful thinking.
So it is
My other 2 attacks.
Yes, your other 2 attacks. I'm just going to edit that so it moves to a 10 now because they're going to both go backwards.
Back on form.
Oh yeah. AC 10 does not hit. They're all going, and you're like, what? They're like rolling around, puking on the floor.
Another 2 to add to that.
Beowulf Reborn just gave you a reroll, Stone Hunter.
You may need it.
Okay. So
Have I still got a
That'll
reroll?
be for my death roll in a minute. Then.
yeah, Garon, you've still got a reroll, I think.
Cool. I'm going to probably need that as well.
Yeah. So it is now Merrin's go.
Right, let's try this again.
Is this a round where you have? Oh no.
Ooh, pick a number between 12 and 14, people.
between. Come on, 10 and 14.
Might be a 10. Come on.
Here we go.
Maybe a 9.
8
It's better. It's getting there. You're getting
That-
closer.
is a miss.
Oh, this is just
Oh,
depressing.
hang on.
Anytime now, you'll be able to fight a barn door.
I just no, they're armor class 7.
Is that
I just
even
want
when
to
they're
check
coughing?
to see if they're prone from stinking
barn door.
cloud or if it.
Oh,
You're trying to help here.
No, they're not. They
No,
just can't
no.
attack.
Would they not be a defender off balance potentially?
It still wouldn't hit.
No, you're right. It would only be +2. So.
yeah. Okay.
yeah, that would still only make it a 6.
Yeah. Okay. So you missed, unfortunately. Right. Next, it is Garon.
Garon looks down at his chest. Now he's got a giant wound in it, and he's like, "Oh!" Obviously in complete and utter silence.
yeah.
And he like charges forward, like, and tries to push him, drive him backwards with his horns, looking to skewer him.
Okay,
So,
cool.
this is
Another
where
headbutt.
potential- Oh
Merrin,
yeah,
Merrin, you just got a reroll.
I'm loving the
Hey.
headbutts tonight. They've been very
Thank you,
useful.
non.
Oh, critical hit. Okay, so you roll your damage, and then in the miscellaneous bonus, put +8.
Cool.
Tasty. It's going to explode all over your head.
Well, no, because the idea is I'm guessing I also know about this. I'm trying to drive him back, so I've got some room to bounce backwards if he does die. Oh my goodness gracious me!
18 points of damage.
I think he might
So
be dead.
you pummel
I
him.
can't believe you basically just headbutted a bomb to death.
Well,
It's so Garon, isn't it?
you headbutt him full on.
I'm having a red
And-
dwarf moment.
Both of your horns pierce his body. Kapow, says Beowulf
How is that
Reborn.
even possible?
I just want to fling him.
Like you're at an angle like that.
and I
like
just
you
want to fling him off.
Turn your head.
No.
Push him. I'm going to allow you to push him away. Do you want to push him away?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. I'm going
Yeah,
to
swap
allow.
like 10 of those damage for distance.
I'm going to allow you to push him away 5 feet. He lands on his feet, his wings balancing him. He is not dead.
Oh.
How is it? What?
I
With 18 points of damage.
know. Do you want to know how many hit points he had?
19.
19.
But don't worry, Dan.
Right,
You
where-
haven't
where's
moved
he?
yet. You can move
Whereabouts
straight
is
back
he?
into combat with him.
You can
Uh,
move up to him to silence him if you want,
or you
can,
could
yeah.
shatang him.
or you could,
I can't.
you
Can
could.
I
Because the
can't do it.
shatang has the silence on it anyway.
But he can't attack
I
you.
can't do
You
a
can't do
range
that in this
attack, I don't-
round.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You could
He
sod
can
off.
move straight back into combat though.
You could sod off behind a building or move into. You could like follow up the chart, the headbutt. if you
Yeah,
want.
yeah. If I saw him still standing,
Okay.
Garon would still charge back in,
Okay. Cool.
even
Move-
though it's
move
likely
your-
to end in
Yeah.
Garon's death. But you know,
Well,
unless
I don't know.
someone kills him.
You've battered him severely, and he's very,
It's certainly going to end in tears for someone.
very badly damaged. And remember, these things are cleverer than others. Right, his fix. You can hear all kinds of fighting and explosions and magic
Right.
going off and all kinds of things. And
I'm sure my brave companions have it all handled, right? Who's next for being freed from manacles?
please, let me out, please. I don't want to die here. What's going on? What's going on? I can't see
Okay.
anything.
Have you let Shinari into your heart?
Of course, absolutely.
Okay, good.
I'll be at the
well,
temple tomorrow offering prayers and everything I have.
Yeah, ping.
Oh, cool.
That one's up.
Okay, cool. So another 200 XP banked.
I'm doing it.
As
I'm
previously, yeah, I'm joking, don't I?
deeply offended.
Oh, don't worry. Right, so
How many more
goblins, no one's really doing anything.
The only goblins left are currently choking and puking their
Yeah,
guts
choking
up.
and puking their guts up. The prisoners are the 2 prisoners that you have freed are running. They're running over to here.
Okay, don't go too far. We are in a war zone.
They're like scampering away, and that means the other prisoners kind of shuffle around you in the darkness, pouring at you and reaching out, begging for help and freedom. Right, next it is Stone Hunter.
I believe in you, Stone Hunter.
You know you can throw a hand axe, yeah?
I can throw a hand axe, it's true.
So your
And I'm
sword,
saving
this
that.
is your sword.
This is my sword.
Yep. This is my gun. This is for fighting, and this is for... No, sorry, Cameron.
Absolutely.
Here we go. You've got a reroll now, I think.
I have.
Yep.
And I need to
and
use
you're gonna
it
need to
because
use it.
that's just toilet.
That is toilet.
Just out of interest.
That's like a Merrin level.
Oh,
roll.
that's a bow.
It
You're
is
supposed
like
to
a
be using a
melee
longsword.
Oh, I'm
Wrong
cancel,
weapon.
cancel.
Reroll.
Button.
Using the wrong weapon.
Yeah.
Hanging.
Here we go. Oh!
It was still bad, so I still need to use the
Still
reroll.
bad. You still need to. Here we go. Come on. Reroll magic.
Come on. Yes!
That
there we go.
is a
Oh,
critical hit.
is a critical hit.
Yep.
Effective.
With a longsword. So
Only
strength
exploding
bonus, misc
visitors.
bonus, +8. Have a little bit of that sunshine.
Okay.
Is it 18 points of damage though?
It's not.
So
But I'm not a minotaur.
you're like you're maneuvering around, you're fighting and posturing and moving, and you're like bring your sword up through its body, and it's like and as it screams at you, all of its flesh turns to ash and flows away as if some strange supernatural wind blowing from behind you, and the bones around the longsword start to shake. Make a dexterity roll now. Roll a d20, and we need to get equal to or lower than your dexterity -3. So what's your dexterity -3?
My dexterity. Oh, that's well below my
That'll do it.
dexterity.
Okay, so you avoid.
My dexterity -3 would be 15.
15. Blimey.
Yes, I have a dex of 18.
Nice. Okay, so you have to move 10 feet. Just
the
so
acid.
you jump out of the way.
Given that it was a crit,
sideways.
can I scoop up my bow in the process? Or not? I don't mind. I can still throw a hand axe
No,
otherwise.
you got to
Shwoop, there we go.
you got to get out of the way.
Shwoop, there we go.
We'll roll to see if your bow is damaged in a bit.
Bow's magic.
Oh yeah, the bow is magic, so it's not damaged. Okay. Next is the Bozak. I just want to go onto the front so I can see his hit points. Right. Okay. So we're going to. The Bozak is gonna. He's like. The thing is like is torn up inside. He is going to withdraw. He's on 1 hit point and he's not stupid. In fact, these things are intelligence 14. And he can fly. So he withdraws a third of his distance up onto this building. That's his action. There. He is scared of you, Geron.
So he should be.
At the same time, it's Goust's go.
Get him goused. Go on.
And you can see that guy up on that rooftop. Magic missiles go quite a way, but it's up to you what you want to do.
Do him
Can I
in
go
goust.
that far? Bloody hell.
Do him in goust. Go on, goust.
Yeah, we'll shoot him.
Yes, goust.
Magic missile, let me just double check.
I imagine it's got quite a decent range.
60 yards plus 10 yards per level. Jesus.
Yeah.
So you can
So
fire
yes,
that
they do
90
indeed
yards, which is
go that
270 feet.
Bloody hell.
They did.
Kaboom.
I think because of the wargaming background of D&D, things had quite a range for like big battles and things. Right, so how many magic missiles are you going to fire?
2.
Yeah, you're taking your charges off this wand.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I'm nearly blowing me lot, really.
Kill stealing takes a lot of work. All right.
I've got 7 out of 19 charges left.
Okay.
I'm going to invest. It's important.
Okay, so you did 6 plus 8 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You go boom.
So you watch as the 2 magic missiles streak out and strike it as its feet land, because you were acting at the same time. You like fired and it flew up into the air, and the magic missiles went shh, like tracking him, and he lands like ha ha, and then and he explodes like in a kind of James Cameron movie or something, some sort of large explosion on the top of a building. Did you want to move?
Something.
Did you want to move at all, Goust?
Oh, that's all right. I would have missed anyway.
No, I'm going to stay where I am for now.
Okay, cool. Right. So we're then on to other attacks at the end of the round, which is basically Merrin swinging his sword around in the air.
Flailing wildly at this point, I think.
Come on, Merrin. You can do it. You got a reroll, by the way. Yay! That's a hit. That's a dead goblin. Don't bother rolling damage.
Okay.
You can do it for the satisfaction.
Yeah, roll the damage anyway. Go on, see what you got.
Come on. Nice, I've not got to do it much
8
this
points of
time.
damage. Okay, cool. Right. Next one.
No.
I'm going to use my
I'm about to say we can cut away and watch you just like sticking them with your sword, because there's no one. Yay! That's a hit. Yeah, roll your damage. Yay! That's a dead goblin. Okay, so now
In fact, I've needed rerolls to do this.
Now it's Merrin's go.
I'm going to hit the goblin.
Okay.
Oh, wrong one.
Yay!
Yay! It's a hit. And
Finally.
now it's yay! Killed it twice. Okay, so
I just can't believe I rolled 10 rolls of less than 9, which is all I needed to hit a goblin.
okay, so the enemy is defeated. 2 goblins have escaped, but you have saved a set of prisoners, and you have captured one of their forward command points.
Who's this chap over here?
Well, I'm just going to go over there now because I've been wanting to do this all evening. I've gone over there and gone, come with me if you want to live.
There are actually, once you go over there, there are actually
A bunch.
2 more prisoners that you didn't see before. These
I'll
guys,
say to all of them.
basically, the Bozak was there forcing them to clear out those buildings of things. And you can see that there is a large pile of stuff.
Yes, his fix is
very
iron.
close to that pile of stuff.
Yeah.
The darkness, in fact, envelops part of the pile of stuff. And we shall figure out what treasure may be present next session. Because it's very late here in the UK. It's nearly 1 a.m. So my players have graciously stayed up late to keep going with this awesome session that we've been having. So what we're going to do is, you guys have defeated the forces here. However, you are injured, you are hurt, your magic is spent, and the prisoners are in need of help, and this ruined landscape around you is kind of sapping away at your emotions. And as you look up across, you are in the shadow of the temple of Mishakal, and you can see the dragon still there, sitting atop the temple, breathing lightning into the sky. And you think perhaps that the Dragon Lord is giving some sort of speech to the troops below.
And the really upsetting thing about that is that Mishakal is the goddess of healing. Yeah. And we're also horribly injured. We can't even go there for help.
You are.
I mean, I have healing and herbalism.
Yeah,
How useful that's gonna be.
you're in a fairly stable area. You could rest.
I think it
before
might
you-
take more than a
before
cup of
moving on.
soup to help me out here, mate.
Yeah.
I think we should take over the forward command post. And
I think we should take over the warehouse that's got the magic teleporting into the tower thing.
And
I want to search the
you are
forward
aware
command.
that this building here is the one indicated to you by Miri,
Yeah,
the
I'm
miller.
not sure I'd recommend stopping here for hours, given we know goblins went to alert people.
Yep, loot and run.
Sure. Okay,
Ow.
so thank you very much, players, for a fantastic session. That was a lot of fun. You guys
Thank you.
always make
That
it.
was a long one for
Very
us,
good.
wasn't
That
it?
that was a long one. That's we're just about to
Enjoyable as
hit.
well.
We're just about to hit 4 hours.
Oh my
So thank you
God.
very much, guys. Don't forget to check out all of our social media: Facebook, Twitter, Insta, all of those things. Go check out our Discord. We've got a load of the guys in the chat today are on our Discord and are actually sharing comments and things in the Discord. So please come and join us. Check out our Patreon. There's loads of free stuff if you don't want to sign up. If you do want to sign up, we love you. Thank you. You make everything possible. All of the kit and equipment, all the games and stuff that we have. This is all down to our patrons. So thank you very much for supporting us. Don't forget, we have 2 giveaways going on at the moment. The first one being Incarnate Pro license. When this video is up on the YouTube, please go there, comment on it with the map that you are dying to make with Incarnate Pro. You can also get extra votes in, extra entries in by going to our other Dragonlance videos and commenting with other maps you'd like to make. Please do subscribe to us while you're there. If you're watching this on YouTube back later and you're not following us on Twitch, please go follow us on Twitch. It helps us to spread the word. The more followers we have and the more people subscribed. As Ben has been indicating now for a little while, we also have a Vessen giveaway going on where you can win some Thornless Rose, our other sponsor. We've got a random dice,
Mystery dice,
mystery
and pretty
dice,
dice, and
pretty
a
book, little
notepad.
notepad,
And in
handmade leather.
upcoming weeks, we've got more pretty dice. We've got dice rolling
Absolutely.
trays. We've got inspiration tokens. We've got some special custom-made, top-notch, super
Absolutely.
supremo mega dice. It's going to be wonderful.
Yes. And the Thornless Rose, who are friends and sponsors of the channel, have got loads of cool stuff, and you can also go to their website and use the discount code GARBLAG10 on a set of their products to get a 10% discount on some of their ranges. Sharadel said also watch their Alien game. Yes, go and watch Alien. That's cool. We're going to be on the Free League channel in November, playing on their channel with an adjacent story that people won't have to have watched LV832 to get it, but it will be in my Alien universe as I'm kind of building.
Free League are also hosting us for the Vessen game, which is really nice.
Yes, absolutely. So that's all very cool. So check out all of our stuff. Join us on YouTube as well, and check out we did an actual play of Those Dark Places, which is an Alien, similar to Alien. It's a dark industrial sci-fi game by Jonathan Hicks, friend of the channel. Came on, ran a session for some of the Garblag crew, and you can see that on the YouTube channel as well. That was a lot of fun. And check out our back catalogue. We've got loads of things on there: Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, Mothership, Pathfinder, loads of other things. And coming soon, we're going to have Wrath and Glory Warhammer 40k from Ben. We're going to have Coriolis from Lewis is going to run that. We're going to have some D&D Theros from Jim at some point. I'm going to run a Zweihander game in the new year, and more Alien, and more of this. So there's loads.
And we've got
coming.
a couple of Christmas specials coming up in a couple of months as well. We've got potentially a Wrath and Glory. Well, I say potentially. We've got a Wrath and Glory Christmas special.
Oh yeah.
The night before Nobmus.
Yep.
Where everybody will be playing tier 1 orc boys.
Right, where's the truck?
For a properly sophisticated heroic game of
Come
That's
on,
gonna
let's
be
sort
crazy.
this out.
And we're trying to set up a quiz show. I don't know how that's going to work. It's going to be messy and chaos. We're all going to be drunk, but it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So,
And if you're interested in taking part in the quiz show, again, get in touch, because it would be great to have some of our patrons and followers getting stuck in that as well. So if you feel like showing up on the show, being partnered up with one of our elite team of highly trained expert role players.
Who is he talking
what?
about?
Then come and join us on the Discord, because we'll be talking about it on our Discord. And there's links for that below.
I wish
Anyway,
people wouldn't call my Pathfinder game the shopping channel, but the truth hurts.
it was great. It was great.
I love the fact you still think it's your Pathfinder game.
It was not at all. Okay, must mean
Right,
nice.
nice shopping
yeah.
channel game.
Okay, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We've been Garblad Games. Please stay safe out there, and we shall see you next week for Vesson on Tuesday and Dragonlance on Thursday. So, bye-bye, and thanks for joining us.